before the people start saying we did not. Hey everyone, welcome to the Sunday service. We are here. We are not late. You all just arrived early. We are here. I see Red's room on the building, saying on the road with the farm, but waiting. We are here, Reds. Thank you so much for that. I see Title Pro in the house. Welcome, Title Pro. Nice to see you. Title Pro, I know you use OBS and I know why you are here. I know you use OBS a lot. I know you use OBS. I see Woof and Snot. Welcome, Woof and Snot. Hello to you. That's from Desert-Livin family. Guys, there's a link I've pinned on top of my chat. In case you are watching from wherever, click on that link and then you can jump over. And we also multi-streaming both in Kenya, both in Kenya and in California. So please jump over there using that link. It will take you over to Desert-Livin's live stream, and you can also just give us support there. It's the least I could do for her, creating time for us for this beautiful and amazing conversation. And one of the things that I have to say is that I'm so honored because we were supposed to have this collaboration like 6 months. Okay, I'm a bit not 6 months, like
a while ago.
Yeah. While it was like 5 months ago. We were supposed to have this live collaboration like 5 months ago, but life happens, and Nina had a bit of an emergency. But I'm so glad that she got better sooner, and then she reached out back to me, and the plans took back shape, and here we are today. And she's the honored guest of the final Sunday service for the month of May, and we are so honored to be here today, just to have her share with us experience being a content creator, but above all the masterclass, because all of you have been asking me about OBS. I always tell you guys, if I don't understand anything, I'd rather bring somebody who gets it to explain it for us together so that we can learn together. And that is why Nina is here, because she's an OBS whisperer, and I think a lot of you, have interacted with her, and she's an OBS whisperer. So she's the one going to break it down for us. Thank you so much, everyone, for giving her a thumbs up. Drop those nice pink hearts. She loves pink. You can see everything there is pink. The microphone is pink. The headphones. Okay, she's not having those pink headphones today, but yeah, close enough. Yeah, she loves pink. Pink is her color. Make sure you are connected to us. You're giving her a thumbs up right there. And thank you, Jaden. I see you, Jaden. I see Melissa. How are you doing, my sweet Melissa? Thank you so much for coming in, Melissa. I see Albert is in the building. Hey, Albert is saying, Nina, hey there. Albert was here so early, Nina, even before we started. Albert was here so early. Yeah. And nice. Albert is such a fan of EV Max and OBS. So literally, this is literally your people literally right there coming through. Kevinish says that she uses OBS, but she hasn't been doing live streams for a while, so she's here for a refresher course. I see Suzanne Mekiri. Welcome, Suzanne. Nice to see you. Thank you so much for coming in, guys. Can you confirm that you can hear me good? Let me allow Nina to say hi to you guys really quick before we get the show on the road.
Hello, Nina, everyone.
Beautiful voice.
Hi. Welcome everyone. It's nice to meet you all.
Thank you so much. Guys, that is Desert-Livin. That is Nina, the CEO of Desert-Livin. She's going to talk about these channels because today is just the masterclass, but I know one day we'll have her to come and discuss receipts, but don't worry. So this is one of our main houses, Desert-Livin itself. You can see, and she's going to explain. You can see the desert right there, in the banner. It's standing out. I love her profile picture. You see how cute it looks and how amazing it looks. I love her chair. These are serious YouTuber, guys. It's a serious YouTuber. I like how it looks very professional right there. So that is her past channel. And then she decided to break things down a bit because to avoid mixing up niches, and she's going to explain that later on, probably in the stream. So she also has Desert-Livin 2.0. Again, I like the consistency, but now the Desert-Livin 2.0, which has more subscribers, explores now the conversations around AI, and she's a very passionate, fan when it comes to having these conversations around AI and its impact in how how it's going to impact the future, not just in terms of content creation, but also jobs and so on and so forth. So yeah, so make sure you're connected to those two houses in case you're not yet connected to her. And the link is pinned on top of my chat. We are multi-streaming both on my channel and her channel. So click on that link. It will take you directly over to her channel, and then you can be part of her community. She does live streams every week where you'll have amazing conversations. She does a lot of research that goes into her content, and she tells you the truth. One of the things I like with Nina is that Nina knows how to like tell you the truth without mincing words. There's a time I think she was doing a live stream and she was talking about this. She was talking about these vague numbers in the analytics that we get obsessed about, and they just love what she's saying. And I was like, I like this girl. I like this girl because she's not like trying to like sugarcoat things, but she's telling you the truth for what it is. That you are getting obsessed with certain numbers, but they're the wrong numbers. That was the gist of the conversation. So you can find that in her previous live streams. And she's also like supported a lot of people. She's a super supporter. She supports a lot of content creators. So make sure you're part of this community so that you get like understand what's going on. I see Web. Welcome Web. Nice to see you. I see Jeff.
Wow.
Yeah, Web is there. JC Calamity Jane says that, let me share this out. Our gamers are going to need this conversation. I like that. Thank you so much, JC. I really appreciate that. I see Evangelist Melvina. Thank you so much, Evangelist Melvina. I hope you are doing better. I know you've not been feeling very well, but welcome. Bev Artist Kitchen, thank you so much for coming in. Melissa is saying hi to Kevnish, and you guys are saying hi to each other. Yes, guys, make sure you connect to each other as well. You can type Goga on my side of things, just to make sure. And I can see Stream Elements very busy on Nina's live stream as well. So you can tell it's a very optimized chat today. I see Birds from India. Welcome, Birds. Nice to see you. Thanks so much for coming in. And then Kevin says, Goga, I'm on Nina's side as well. Thank you so much for that. I see Mental Raccoon Class. Welcome, Mental Raccoon. Thanks so much for popping in. And and thank you so much, everyone, for the hearts that you're giving us. Because I don't want to waste so much time. I want us to get started on this conversation. I'm going to ask Nina very few questions before we get into the meat of the class. But before that, allow me to read a quick biography to introduce our guest, because I love biographies and we have to make sure that our guest feels warm. But before I read the biography, make sure you jump over there to her stream. Look at her, she looks amazing. Guys, I did not know Nina, I was so shocked the first time Nina told me that she's almost 60. This girl does not look anywhere a day over 30. Can you imagine she's almost 60? Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, she may give you like the secrets and the tips. I asked for the secrets, I was given the secrets. But
a lot of work.
I was given the secrets to looking that good, guys, when you're almost 60. When you're almost 60 and looking like you are not a day over 30. All right. Yeah, so I'll just read a quick introduction. Jaden, my Jaden brother, thank you so much for coming in, Jaden. I see you there, Jaden, and thank you so much for connecting over to Nina. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Mrs. G is already saying secrets. Auntie, behave. We are in class. Get your notebook. Today we are not going to have receipts. She will tell you the secrets if she wants. I'm sure it will come out as part of the conversation.
I will.
Yeah, guys, it's a very gentle class. It's not going to be hostile. So please don't be scared. I know OBS is like scary, like Nightbot, because I know you all don't like me teaching about Nightbot. So I want you to keep a very open mind. And Nina is such an amazing teacher. You are going to just like be enjoying how she's explaining things, and we'll try to make sure that it's not very like rigid. We'll try to make sure that the class is very interactive. You can ask your questions. I already have like 3 questions on the chat that I'll let Nina take on before we start the practicals. The slides, of course, the slides are just to give you guidance. You can take screenshots where necessary, but in case you have anything that you don't understand, you can always ask Nina when she's doing the practical. It is OBS for complete beginners, even if you've never seen that OBS thing. But it is totally for you guys. In case you decided to click on these 2 live streams because you wanted to learn about OBS, it is OBS for extreme and total beginners. So you are right at home. Hey, Cici, welcome, Cici. Nice to see you. Mwah! Nice to see you, Cici. Thanks so much for coming in. Okay, guys, allow me without further ado. I will try to keep up with the chat as much as possible once we start. But allow me to introduce our guest and then we can get this show started. Miss Bailey, nice to see you. Red Room, thanks so much for sharing out. Yes, guys, please share us out if you can. Share us out if you can, because we are not going to repeat this class again. They love to come and do the replay, and you can only ask questions live when you're on the live stream. It will be very difficult to replay and asking questions because Nina is literally 10 hours behind my time zone. I am 10 hours ahead. So you may not meet us again like live and like today. So you better share the live stream so that your friends can come and ask direct and live questions so that they don't miss out on the class. Right, Miss Bailey, nice to see you. Miss Bailey, I thought you were live earlier. I hope you've ended your live stream before you came. Right, without further ado, let me pause the music so that I read something short I wrote to introduce Nina. Right. Today's guest brings together a rare combination of technical expertise, creativity, and real-world experience. The beautiful lady you're seeing on the screen, Nina, is the creator behind the YouTube channels Desert-Livin and Desert-Livin 2.0, where she shares an engaging mix of life in the Mojave Desert, technology, artificial intelligence, current affairs, financial topics, and everyday adventures of her beloved French bulldogs. Born and raised in Boston before making California a home, Nina's professional background is as impressive as it is diverse. She spent a decade working as a chemist in the biomedical industry and currently works in the aerospace sector, giving her a strong foundation in science, tech, and problem solving. Beyond her technical career, she is also a lifelong creative, having grown up in her family's bakery, where she developed a passion for baking and cake decorating. Although she describes herself as naturally shy, like me, quiet and laid back, Nina has embraced the world of content creation as a platform to share her experiences, research, and curiosity with others. Her journey on YouTube has been marked by a willingness to learn, adapt, and experiment. From investing in better production equipment, and we'll talk about this, and refining her workflow, to discovering that authenticity resonates more deeply with audiences than perfectly scripted content. As a creator, Nina understands both the opportunities and challenges of building online presence. She has navigated the complexities of finding the right niche, expanding to multiple channels, exploring live streaming as a community building tool, and staying ahead of emerging technologies such as AI and robotics. Her practical hands-on approach to learning and teaching has made her a valuable resource for fellow creators. And that is why she's at the Goga's Sunday service today. Today, Nina joins us to share her expertise in one of the most powerful tools available to content creators and live streamers, OBS. Whether you're a brand new creator to streaming or looking to just elevate your production quality, you are in for a highly practical and insightful masterclass from someone who combines technical know-how with real creator experience. So please take a moment and join me in welcoming Nina by dropping some nice pink hearts on the chat. Just drop some nice pink hearts on the chat and, let her just feel very warm and welcome as she comes in to share with us all these amazing lessons. Nina, welcome to the Sunday service. I may not have done it justice, but, to the people who are seeing you for the first time, just real quick, who is Nina? Where are you at the moment? The background is giving. I like your pink microphone. Talk to us. Who is Nina?
Thank you. First of all, thank you for having me, and thank you for that introduction. That it was way over the top. But I am, in California. I work, as you said, in aerospace, and I love doing YouTube. I started YouTube about a year and a half ago, around there. I am married, have two Frenchies. I do have a daughter that is back in Boston, and I have a grandson, and he is 6. He has autism, so he's challenged a little bit, but he's the cutest thing in the world, and I just love him. So, and I have a really big Italian family back home in Boston, so they're all probably watching. and not in the chat. They're also very shy, every single one of them. So they'll be watching, but probably not doing anything in the chat. So, but yeah, I came to California about 17 years ago, and I love it here. It's a great I love where I live in the desert. The state itself is kind of challenging, but I do love the house in the desert, and I also have another place that I have to live in during the week because of my job that I work at. So I am in aerospace, missile and defense. So I'm very busy right now, with things going on in the world. I am just working a lot. And so YouTube is, I really like doing it. It's just trying to find the time to fit everything in for YouTube. But I do enjoy it, and I'm not monetized at this second, but I'm so close. I'm like a couple of 100 hours away from that. So hopefully that'll happen very soon. Yes. I do a lot of live streams. Thursday nights is for content creators. So I do a live stream for content creators, and I do a lot of coverage on YouTube policy and the changes. And I'm fortunate enough to have a team that I work with, which is
Ooh.
really nice because I work a lot, and I don't have the time to put into the analytics and, all the things that are really important for your channel to be looking for, what videos really do well, what videos don't do well, why. So I do have a few people that I work with, and it's really great because they're retired. They're retired tech people, retired military people. So, and I'm very fortunate to have these guys, helping me with the analytics side of it. At first, I was like, all I did was analytics. I just was so focused on the analytics, and they were like, don't do that. Let us take care of that. You take care of the broadcasting side, and that's when
Yeah.
I really started getting into OBS and all the broadcasting programs, and yeah.
I like guys. I love that introduction. And then Albert on the chat is like saying, "Wait, Nina, did you see you're a grandma? Like
Yes.
you're a grandma looking that good? Like
Uh,
wow.
Okay,
Okay.
so there's a story behind that. When I was early 30s, I owned a really beautiful spa in Boston for about 10, 12 years. And in that spa, I had a medical esthetician. So I was able to keep up like my skincare, and this spa that I owned was inside of a really elite health club. So I worked out. I've run the Boston Marathon a couple of times. I've run several
What?
marathons. I used to run, 50 miles a week, and
Oh,
I
okay.
just really was focused on, yeah, the body. And so I did have a lot of chemical treatments and, things like that to, keep your skin looking good. So that I attribute to, how I look now, although I haven't been back since, because, I've been here for so long, but I still have my license. So I still am able to get some of the products that I use to, on my skin. And so that does help.
but seriously, like Nina, are you like do you actually mean it when you say you're almost 60? I could
So
not believe that.
yeah, so my birthday is June 3rd, which is next week, and I will
Yeah.
be 57 on June
What?
3rd. So I'm close, very close to 60. Yeah. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. I know. I'm like petrified. I'm
And
getting old very fast, but I still feel really good. Like I said, I tried to eat right. I tried to take care of, my body.
yeah.
And, obviously the skincare is very, important to me. So yeah, especially being out here in the desert where it's 115 degrees every
I
day.
yeah.
So yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do to, keep that. So yeah.
I love that. And guys, yes, if
Okay.
you're not yet connected to Desert-Livin and you're on my channel, you can get out of my live stream right now and go click on the link. It will take you directly to a live stream. She only needs hundreds. See, I like what you said. Only hundreds of hours to get that great. So jump there, stay there. You'll not miss anything. She's really going to be the one demonstrating most of these things today. So you'll be able to see the entire masterclass there. There's no receipts, there's no gossip. You'll be able to catch all the points and the ideas you need from this live stream from her
Yeah.
side. I see Gary on the chat. Welcome, Gary. Nice to see you. And thank you so much for that live stream you did yesterday, because I think Winston rated us over to you and I was asleep. I see everybody's like giving thank you guys. I love that. They're just like, even Cheryl is
Yes.
there. Yeah, they're giving you a lot of love and
Sweet.
everything. Thank you so much, guys, for that. We really appreciate that love and support. Thank you so much for that. A quick question before we get into the meat of the day. You talked about you know you do a lot of things, and I'm just like, like, what inspired you to get onto YouTube, like in between like being in the medical space and the aerospace space where you have to deal with defense. I mean, it's already sounding very complex as it is. Like, this is serious stuff. This is like stuff that actually affects nations and countries. um how did you find time in your already busy schedule? Like, woman, why did you come onto YouTube? Because you're clearly not going to share with us any nuclear codes or anything, but how did you get time to jump over and be on this platform?
So that's a good question. I started. Originally, I was not a YouTube fan at all. My husband watched it constantly, and I just wasn't a YouTube fan at all. But I knew I was coming up for retirement, right? I'm
Yeah,
getting older, and I was thinking, what am I going to do for, a little income, when I collect Social Security, and I needed something to subsidize a little bit for
yeah,
that. And my husband was like, why don't you try YouTube? And I was like, oh no, I don't know, because I'm very shy. I don't like to be on camera. I don't like to see myself on camera. But I started like making videos of my dogs, and I started, doing a lot of editing, which I really love to do. I
yeah,
do a lot of VBA coding during the day. I do a lot of formulations, and I work a lot with specifications and blueprints and things like that. So when I got into the editing side of it, it wasn't like it was super hard for me. I started, just making these little shorts of my dogs, and my husband was like, "Wow, these are really good. You should post these on YouTube." And
yeah,
that's how the whole YouTube thing started. And then I started getting into the AI. I was just mesmerized and captivated by AI and what it's going to do. I'm really concerned about what it's going to do to the human race, and what it's going to do to jobs, and what it's going to do to our country. So I started getting into that. So that was really how I started. And then on the Desert-Livin channel, I started doing all kinds of desert stuff. So I do live streams in the morning of the property, and a lot of dog videos, and just a bunch of different things that have to do with the desert. And I did start a podcast about off-grid living, because I do live way out there. I am not in anywhere near. I'm about an hour and a half from any civilization. So that's pretty much, the Desert-Livin channel is all about the podcast, living in the desert, living off grid, my dogs. And then I started uploading AI, but I found out that the algorithm for YouTube wasn't like showing my AI
yeah,
videos. And I, looked into it and realized that it's getting confused. So I needed to make another channel that is for that niche for AI. And then then my videos started, getting shown on that channel. So I did figure that out, that, you can't kind of mix that, those two topics together, because the algorithm doesn't know what to do with it. If you
Mm.
have one type of content and then have a completely different type of content, it's just not going to work. So that's when my team and I decided, okay, let's make another channel for your AI, and that's what we did. And it started to, it started to move. So that's how that happened.
I like what you said about how, it's also just understanding and then figuring out what works. And most of us normally struggle to find a niche, like, or that thing that you want to do. What are some of the lessons you've learned? Because Desert-Livin 2.0 is at 11,000 subscribers and counting. And then, of course, Desert-Livin, the original channel, is also just about to get monetized, hopefully soon. How have you, like, what are some of the lessons you and your team? Oh my God, guys, I love saying that. Nina is the one person like who says that, Goga, I need to consult my team. Like, let me get my team to be on this. My team is on it. Like, I love
Yeah.
that line right there. Yeah.
I'm
So
really fortunate to have these guys, helping me
it's a
out. There
flex.
are a lot of lessons I've learned.
Yeah.
First of all, you had to separate the two different type of niches. That was the biggest thing that I learned, because, like I said, my AI videos were not, being pushed, and it was because the algorithm didn't know what to do with them, because it was a mix of, most of my content was desert content, and then I threw in some AI stuff. So that was the
Yeah.
first lesson we learned, and, that was where we separated. The second was the analytics side of YouTube and trying to figure out, like, what is going on with the analytics and what
Yeah.
is really going on with the watch hours. And, we did experiments after experiments. I had 4 or 5 guys in this room that I'm in now, and actually in the room that I'm in now, I probably have about 15 monitors here, and they're all, running analytics all the time, and they're watching, as I do my lives, they're actually watching the analytics, and they're watching, what is happening and going on during that. So I'm fortunate to have that because, like I said, I work a lot. And originally, I was just focused on analytics and trying to get monetized. And now I'm not so worried about, that part of it. I do have a lot of help with that, which really helps. So I do focus on a lot of, like, recording. And the lives are really important. I found that, when you're doing lives, that's where you get the hours. That's where you get, a lot of the hours. And if you have a really good live and you have a lot of participation, the way YouTube is working now, because they have changed so much within the last, year. If you have a lot of good participation, it's going to rate your channel really high in the eyes of YouTube. So that is a really important thing, that when you have your lives and you have a lot of participation. Now my channels, they have a lot of, I have a lot of subs, but I did some promotional things. I did a lot of collaborations. The collaboration thing is another thing I learned. When you're
Yeah.
collaborating with other channels, you're building subs, like, from just everywhere. It's the collaboration I can't say enough about. It's a really good thing that they have that, because that's where I developed a lot of, the subs from. But I did do some promotional things, which, I grew the channel that way, both of the channels, and so that did help. But it's more about your participating
Mm,
subscribers more than what
absolutely.
you have for subs. Yeah, so we did learn that. So
Absolutely.
um,
And
yeah.
it's a very interesting. I did one promote one of my videos, and it gave me like a lot of subscribers and this insane amount of views. But the moment I think the promotion ended, that video was like dead on arrival, and it's like the figures did not even help me at all. And I realized it is these 5 people, it is these 10 people who actually are talking to you that matter.
Yeah, I would not recommend the promotional, because they do drop off. You end up, spending some money, and eventually they drop off because they're, just not participating. So the most
Absolutely.
important thing we found is that you could have 200 subs, and if those 200 subs are participating, YouTube is going to look at your channel at like a
Absolutely.
really good channel. Yeah. So that's where I'm focused. I'm not focused on subs anymore because I know that if I have, good participation in my lives and good participation all around, then that, there's a trust score that YouTube has right now for channels. And that's a new thing that they came out with, this new AI back in March. So
Mm.
they are, scaling your channel, whether it's trustworthy, whether it's not. They're looking at your participation rate. And that's what we did through 4 or 5 months of testing. I had these guys doing a lot of testing, 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. And we figured out a few things about that. So that's what my focus is now, is getting, good lives, good participation, even if it's, 50, 60 people. I see some channels that have 300, 400,000, subs, but
Yeah.
when they go live, they only have 20 people on their lives. So, you got to question, is that real or not? But yeah.
that
So that's my
that is what.
focus.
Yeah, that was one of my most favorite, I think, live streams of yours I ever watched out, and I like how you said it so directly. And I was like, oh my God, I like how she's not sugarcoated, because it is what it is. It is what it
It
is.
is what it is. You can't. Yeah. And I think it's the Italian in me. We we grew up very, like, in a very strict environment, and it was, you tell it like it is and don't sugarcoat anything, because in the end you want to be honest and truthful. So, and I don't say it to, upset anyone, or it's just my thinking and my perspective, and, and what I found for myself. And yeah.
All right. Some few comments I want you to just like see on the chat, that at least you have a sense of who is listening. Just also give you some moment to just take a breath. Uh, Albert says, for your information, I do have a background with Ecam, EVMAX, Worship Extreme, stroke presenter, and Fear Goga. I heard that is a pushover. Just kidding. Again, looking forward to seeing and working with you, Nina. So that is from Albert. And
Oh,
then
nice.
Kevnish said, I have always used OBS only, but in need of a refresher because I don't do live streams as much as now. And then Albert, still been Albert, we love you. This was my grandpa. Desert-Livin shout out. Since we are presenting with Desert-Livin today, I promise not to bring any dry humor unless she switches to the wide angle. And then, of course, grandma looking good. And of course,
Oh,
there's also this comment here by great hearing about
oh,
some of your experiences. Lately, I've been using AI to create and fill in a worship templates to keep our virtual community engaged. And guys, feel free to drop any questions you have on the chat. Let's talk about your setup. And I like what you said. Okay, wait. I cannot ignore some people here, because they'll come for me tomorrow. JC says, you can tell when promotion and other resources are used for subs and views. That is why I don't get excited about either anymore. I
very
like
true.
that. I
Mm-hmm.
like that.
Great comment. Yep.
Yeah. And then Miss Bailey says, testing. We have to remind each other what is real engagement. What is real
Yes.
engagement? I
Yeah.
put out my content. Jen says, I put my content out, and enjoy the people that show up and support. Of course, me and the chickens. The chickens. Kisha, welcome, Kisha. My lovely Kisha is in the building. Welcome, Kisha. I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much, Kisha, for popping in. You talked about your setup, and I want us to just like see that setup. Let me see if I can pull it up. There we go. Talk to us about this setup, because I think it was very important. I don't know if we can zoom it, but I'm sure people can see it. Let me see that. Let me put us down here.
Sure.
Yes, there we go.
Okay. So when I first started YouTube, I only had a laptop and a webcam. And I did videos through that. And because I didn't know how far I was going to take YouTube. I didn't know if I should invest. I didn't know what to do. So this is my beginning setup. And I needed lighting. I needed some monitors, obviously a microphone. At this time, I have 4 monitors at that setup. So that was like 6 months into YouTube, and that was my
Wow.
setup. Yeah. So, and now I have doubled the monitors. I have about 4 different cameras that I use. I actually upgraded to, I custom built. So this is the other important thing. If you're really serious about YouTube, is your system that you're running. That is really where the most important thing is what you're using for a system. So I did have a laptop custom built, and it's a gaming laptop. So I can, it has really high RAM, it has, high memory, has high CPU, GPU. So it can handle a lot of processes at, one time. So
Yeah.
and it was custom built. I'm not going to say it was very expensive, but I knew that that's what I needed to do the things I wanted to do on YouTube. So, but that's not how I started. I started off with a simple webcam and, no microphone, no anything. So some of my first videos are, with nothing. And then I decided, you know what, I like this. I think I'm going to invest. And then the lighting is huge. Lighting is a really big thing. Um, so I invested in some studio quality lighting, and that's what you
Yes.
see there. And so yeah, that was my beginning setup. Now it's triple that, but it did work. So the microphone was really cheap, and you can kind of tell because I'm gonna upgrade that shortly. The microphone, the microphone was $40, $50, but everything else was pretty pricey. And I mean, the cameras you can get, pretty cheap. Some of them can go for a couple $100, and some of them can go up to like $3,000. So, and I have several different, cameras now. So, but that was my beginning setup when I first started. Yeah. And I have
Yeah.
2 setups, one here at the desert, exactly the same, and one at my apartment where I live in the city.
Nina, can you like hear yourself when you speak? Like it's sounding so amazing. Like it's quite a flex. Like Goga, it's not triple that. It's not triple that, but I started from somewhere. It's sounding so good, but it's also like it motivates me as a creator because I like the fact that you start from, you start with whatever you have. And Q here, who was our Sunday service guest, 60 plus, and Sophie, who is watching in the chat as well. She did a very nice video the other day where she decided to show off all the things that she owns are for YouTube purposes.
Oh,
And
nice.
and I like how she said she had to give a disclaimer. Guys, this is not everything. This is just what I wanted to show you because the table got full. And of course, they still seem to have been more somewhere in there. But in terms of like, based on your now the number of months you've been on this YouTube, I think it's now like 1 year.
Yeah.
In terms of just evolving as a creator, because I like how you said you started with one thing, and for you it made sense that particular time. But now, you said you have an identical studio in your city home, and of course at the desert. Why is that important? And from a creator perspective, and it also shows you are investing in your channel. So, what informs these investment decisions, especially for the channel?
So I wanted to keep everything consistent. And
Ah,
if you don't have the same equipment, it's not going to come out, it's not going to stream exactly the same. So
yeah.
I wanted the consistency so that you wouldn't know where I was. You wouldn't know if I was in the desert or if I was in my apartment. So I made sure that I wanted to make everything consistent. And I didn't want different setups because I didn't want to have to learn all kinds of other different, equipment when I was comfortable with what I
Yeah.
had. So it was a really big investment. I'm not gonna lie, but I wanted everything consistent so that you wouldn't know like where I was at the time. So yeah.
Okay, and I think I like this comment by Miss Bailey. Miss Bailey says that stage of growth is motivating us it's motivating for
Oh,
us YouTube level up. And I think I like that you can't be you're not going to be at the same place the entire time. You'll have to level up the practice. And it also means then, as much as you started YouTube very casually, it means that it is now becoming something that you enjoy as well.
yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. I really like it. Yeah. I really that's why I'm not worried about, hours or monetization or subs or anything like that. I do
Yeah.
it because I like it. I love the research. I learn like just doing YouTube, I have learned so much about the world, about, things going on and just the research itself. I'm a reader to begin with. I love to read. So just doing the research alone has been a huge, huge plus for me, and what I've learned in this past year. Doing YouTube and covering different videos and especially the AI side of it. So
Nice. Now getting to the elephant in the room, as the kids in this community like calling it. For creators who have not heard about OBS, or maybe there are people who have heard about OBS, because I think we say OBS a lot in the streets, but I believe like 90% have not like used it. What exactly is OBS? I was smiling when we came to the Sunday service, because Google and I have not used StreamYard. I've never used StreamYard, because you went for the complex like solution. So StreamYard, I'm sure, will be like very easy for you to like if you have to like navigate StreamYard, it's not as complex as OBS. So what is OBS? Why was it practical for you to use OBS as opposed to any other streaming software? And what has been your experience with OBS before we get into the details?
okay. So OBS is a free streaming platform, and that's what attracted me in the beginning was the free streaming platform. And so when I found out about OBS and that it was free, I started watching a lot of instructional videos on how to operate OBS. Now, my team will not do anything with broadcasting. That was all on me. So I knew I had to learn this OBS. And I found it. Winstone did a video yesterday, a live, and he talked about how complex OBS is.
Yeah.
And in the beginning, yes, my biggest issue with OBS was the sound. I was reaching out to Ralph at Web's Web, Devil Dog, and all these guys to kind of like steer me. So I did have some help. That was the biggest thing. Everything else with OBS, I just picked up. Like I kind of, after watching instructional videos, so I kind of self-taught, through trial and error, and figuring things out. And it was the sound that was really the hardest thing to figure out with OBS. But it looks scarier than what it really is. So that's what really attracted me to OBS was that it was a free streaming platform. I really didn't look into anything else after that. I didn't hear of EV Mux until like maybe 4 months ago. StreamYard,
Yeah.
I didn't know, I really didn't look into anything else because I was really happy with OBS. And so I didn't really try anything else. The only downfall with OBS is that I couldn't have any guests on at the time.
Yeah.
OBS didn't have any options to have guests unless you went to, there's a site called Ninja VOD, and it's this guy that developed this program to interact with OBS, and you can add guests through this website. And so there is a way to do it. It is kind of complicated. So I wasn't down for it exactly. There you go. So that is the interface of the Ninja VOD, and that's how you can add a guest through OBS. Now, I just learned that you can also add guests through Microsoft Teams. You can
Mm.
add guests now through Skype or any other platform that you can stream through. So this This I would like toss aside right now. I wouldn't even, because this is a lot of setting up. This is a lot. This is a lot of setting up to do. But I did do it, and it did work. But there's a lot of quirks with it still. It's still not perfected. So I did, have a lot of issues with that. But now OBS is you're able to use Skype and Teams and you can use it as a display capture, and you can have guests that way, and it's so much easier to do it that way instead of going to the other site, because that is a huge setup alone by itself. So
Yeah. Marciano says, I'm still trying to balance the mic audio and video sound output. I'm having a sound delay on the mic. So I think just trying to like echo what you're saying on the sound. I don't know that and then there's a comment here by Albert. Albert was asking, in addition to OBS, are you also using NDI? Okay, guys, now the techie people are speaking. What is this?
yeah. Okay, let me get back everything up here. So
All right.
I have, yeah, let's see. Let me grab this over here. Let's see. Yeah, no, I do not. I have everything set up through. So because I have a custom built system that I'm using, I don't have to deal. I have a NVIDIA card. I really don't have to deal with a lot of sound issues anymore and things like that. So it's very easy through OBS for sound now. And again, in the beginning, before I had this system that I have, I did have a lot of sound issues, and I was trying to get through those. It was just crazy. I didn't, a lot of people record without having headphones, but I like to hear what the audience is hearing, and hence the headphones. So I found that was really important because I wanted to hear the quality of the sound, and so I use headphones. But a lot of people don't. And when your video gets uploaded to YouTube, they go through that and they clean that video up really well, including the sound. So, you don't really, at this point, they do such a good job when you're uploading, and YouTube does clean up that video. So the sound does get fixed, and there's things that they do to make your video really, really good as you're uploading. So
Oh, wow. A comment here by Kevnish. Kevnish says, 2 years ago, I used tutorials, going step by step to learn OBS. Being retired, that was a way to save money. I put all my energy in OBS and learning it. Wow, Kevnish, that's beautiful.
that's what I did. Yes, that's the best way to do it, is the tutorials. And in the description on my the video today, I have a bunch of different links for tutorials. And I found there's one channel in particular, and it's in the description. Excellent teacher. He does do classes if you want to pay, but you don't really have to, because all his videos are really, really good. And that link is in my description. So you'll be able to just go over to his channel, and there's everything there. So, and that's how I learned.
I like that. Hey, Fabulous, welcome, Fabulous. Wolf and Snort is adding something here. Yeah. So who says headphones plugged directly into the PC helps?
Correct. Yes.
Correct.
Yeah. Definitely have to have that in the PC. And originally, that's not how I did it. And I found out that's why I was having all this, double sound and reverb and all this other stuff going on. So yeah, the sound, like I said, the sound thing was a huge thing for me. I was just going out of my mind trying to figure it out. And then, and then with help, like I said, I was emailing Ralph at Web's Web and Devil Dog, and, they were kind of like, steering me in the right direction. And then I, through, the tutorials, I figured out, okay, this is how I need to set up the sound. So, and then you've got to make sure that your system sound is the same as your streaming. So you gotta kind of match those in order to have your sound come out correctly.
Okay. I think that's what I don't know. Maybe you can also help me answer this.
Mhm.
Let me see. Let me see. I think there's a question here. Marciano was asking, what are the best settings for mic output on OBS?
Okay.
Yeah.
So for the settings, it's okay. So this is the other thing. It all depends on what your system requirements are. It all
Mm,
depends on what you have and what you're using for a system. So you can go ahead and use your audio mixer in OBS to adjust your dBs, your decibels. So I so for instance, my mic doesn't put out a lot of sound. So I have to go into my audio mixer and I have to go into the mic settings and I crank up that dB to around 10
mm.
so that my sound comes out a little bit more louder than, it because the mic only does so much. Like I can only turn it up so much. And I still was really low. Like my sound was still really, really low. So you just go into your audio mixer and then you can adjust your dBs in there and then test it out. Test out how the sound is. And again, the headphones are really, really important for that because you can hear what the audience hears. So I recommend the microphones definitely, just so you can hear what others are hearing. Because I did have an issue in my earlier videos where you could barely hear me. And then I figured out, oh, I can go into the audio mixer and turn up my DVs and my sound will, come out a little bit louder. And that's how I figured that out.
Okay. And then I think I saw Albert was clarifying that. Oh, no, no. He meant NDI, the network device interface, a video over IP standard that lets cameras, computers, mixers, and software send media. May also work with your satellite office. I think that's what he was talking about. And
Hmm.
then yeah, I like Donna's comment. Just so you know, before I ask this question, all of this is Greek to me. I like the disclaimers. I totally love her disclaimers. And then she proceeded and asked the question, what is OBS?
No, that's awesome. I
Yeah,
love it.
I love it as well. I love it.
Yeah.
Donna, I think you've spoken on behalf of a lot of people on the chat who are like probably like floating.
Oh, that's cute.
Anyway, that's a good one. That's a
Yeah.
good one. Miss Bailey was asking whether, let me see if they can get the question. Miss Bailey was asking, does it automatically upload to YouTube after your live stream?
So, yes. So, when you start streaming through OBS, it automatically is streaming through YouTube. So, what's going to happen is when you do your download,
Mm,
when you download your OBS, right, you're going to set up your YouTube account through OBS. And those are on the slides that we have. If I don't know if you guys have access to those slides, but you're going to go through the process of setting your account up. There you go. Yes. So the first process would be on the next slide. And that's where you're going to go ahead and download OBS. And you're just going to bring up a web page and you're going to go download the OBS, depending on which system you're using, either or program you're using. If you have a Mac, you're going to download from Mac. If you have
mm,
Windows, you're going to download for Windows. And then you're going to go through the installation process. It takes, a few minutes and you're just going to follow the prompts. And then your little icon will appear on your desktop once it's installed. And
let me
then you
just
can,
let
yeah.
me just share that. So guys, that is the website that she's talking about. So for me, I used Windows, so I downloaded this. Those who use Linux, of course, and Mac people, you have options here, and it's not a heavy. It wasn't like a huge software anyway, so
Yeah,
it was
it's not a,
manageable.
yeah.
All right, let me go back to the slides. Just let me know you want to go through it. So you
Yeah,
talked about.
yeah, you could go to actually stay on the site for 1 second because that obsproject.com
Hmm,
also has a spot for plugins. So if you're needing other things to used for broadcasting. That site also has a place where they have plugins for different tools, different functions. I just did some plugins last night where I can do funky things with my camera.
Mm.
I plugged in like a drawing, like I can do drawings now on the canvas. And so that also has a bunch of different plugins that are really helpful if you want to get really creative with your streaming. So that is a good place to get plugins for your OBS.
Okay. Huh.
Okay.
So,
So this is your interface. Once you open OBS, this is what your interface is going to look like. You have your canvas, which is your 19 by 20 canvas, and you can scale to fit. You can do anything you want with that canvas. And you can see the little prompt where it says scale to window right above the blue. See the blue yeah, if you go up a little bit, there's a blue like highlighter, and if you go like 3 spaces up, it says scale to window. That changes your canvas size, and you can do different things with that. The other thing with this is you can also move these little windows, your sources, your scenes, your sources, you can move those to wherever you want to. So those are all interchangeable. So you can move them to wherever you want to on that. Yeah. Yep, those are your scenes, your sources, your mixer, your transition, and then your settings. So that's the bottom half. And again, all those little sections are interchangeable and you can move them wherever you want. So you could just click on it and then move it wherever you want to move it. Just make it so, it's comfortable for you. For me, I keep everything on the bottom. I like my interface with everything just the way it is, exactly the way it looks right there. That's how I keep everything. But you can move them all around to, the side if you want. You can move them to wherever you want. They're all interchangeable. But your scenes, yes. So creating a scene. Now, when you open OBS, it's already going to have a scene created for you. There's going to be a scene that says main, and that's your first scene. So now with your scene, you're going to want to create sources for that scene. And the sources are your camera, your mic, any videos that you're covering, photos, anything that you want associated with that scene is going to go into sources. And it's just an easy click of the plus button down at the bottom of if you go back one, Goga, go back one. Yeah, so if you see the plus bottom down at the bottom of sources and the scenes, that's where you're going to add exactly. So you're going to add your sources to that scene. And usually I'll rename. So for me, my first scene is my intro, right? So I rename where it says main. I right click on that and I rename that my intro. And with my intro, I'm going to need sources for that intro. And that's when I'll go ahead and add the sources that I need for that intro, which is the intro itself. So I'll go into my system, I'll click the button on the sources, I'll click that button, and a tab will come up with all these different sources that you can add: your media, your microphone, your this, your whatever. There's a bunch of things. And if you have plugins, all those plugins that you add will be in those sources. So I'll go in and click that plus button, and then I'll go find in my system where my intro is, and I'll just add it to that scene. And that's my intro. The thing about scenes and sources is that I kind of cheat a little bit. Once I create, because once you create a scene, you also have to create all your settings, right? You have to go and create all your settings, your audio settings, your streaming settings. So I don't want to have to recreate that. So what I do is I right click on the sources. I mean, on the scenes, and I duplicate that. And it duplicates everything you made for that scene. So that you don't have to go through all those, settings again. And then you just rename the scene, and then you can add different sources to it. It will duplicate everything you have in the previous scene, and you can delete all that stuff, but it will keep all your settings, which is what I do. So right now I have one scene. I have a Thursday night live on it. I have my Saturday show on it. So I don't have to keep creating and redoing all these settings.
It will be there
Yes.
already.
Yes, you just duplicate the scene and then rename it and then add your sources to that. And that is just it's giving me anxiety. It is the
Um,
easiest way.
you will get the slides. I already like how they are getting anxious about it. You will get the slides. Yes, Nina has been very gracious. I will make sure you get the slides. I'll figure out how you will get the slides. I'll put them on the link at the end of the live stream. It's like a lecturer asking the lecturer for the slides. Nina, do you continue?
Okay.
Let me know, and then because I
Yes.
know you, I know
Okay.
you are going to get into the practicals. I know you just want
Yep.
to, yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. So that's how you're going to, yes. And then this is the adding the sources to the scene. So once you have your scene, like I said, you can either go ahead and duplicate that scene so you don't have to create another one and set all your settings again. Or if you want, you can create another scene and then start all over again with, whatever you want for settings and things like that. I find that duplicating it is the easiest, and I don't have to go through all those settings again and troubleshoot and things like that. But adding sources is, so once you create your scene, and the first scene for me is intro. My second scene, I duplicated and I renamed it videos. And that is where I deleted everything from the first scene, which is my intro and things like that. And then I started adding all my new sources to that
Nina,
next scene.
let me interrupt you a bit. Do we just
Mhm.
go to the practical and then I'll give them the slides later?
Yeah. Okay. Sure. Sure.
Yes, so that
Okay.
at least, but I think even me, I want to visualize how you are doing it. I think it's easier
Yes.
when you do it. And then,
Yes.
guys, I will share the slides later for you, for those of you who will be coming to do the replay. So the slides will help you at least follow when we are not, Nina and I are not here. But let me allow her to like do the actual demo, and then we can share the slides after this. Um,
Okay. All
let me
right.
see.
So,
When you're
okay.
ready, I can just
Yep.
bring you. All
All
right,
right.
there
Let
we
me
go.
share screen.
Yeah, guys,
Okay.
just confirm
Okay.
that you can see the screen. That is OBS. That's the OBS environment in real time. Just confirm that you can see. You can see. Yeah, there we go. And I like how Ufa has picked it up as well. Yes, let us have an example so that at least you guys can see it. Just
Yep.
confirm that you can see Nina's screen. That is OBS itself. So it's a blank OBS. It's like somebody has downloaded OBS for the first time. It's
Yep.
not her. It's not her like main OBS, because hers, of course, is more complex and it's already set up. So
Yep.
she's going to like break this from scratch. So
Okay.
yeah, so Nina, you can just use this practically and then just walk us through the sources. I know you can. I know you talked about the camera, the scene, the audio,
Yep.
and then maybe your questions, and then I will put the questions. I can see a number of questions coming up on the chat. I will share the questions once she's done with her presentation. But we're just going to go through the basics so that you understand how to add the scene, which is your camera, I think, in the first place,
Hmm.
your audio, maybe if you add subtitles to run under the thing as you are talking, those basic things, or your name and or widgets or things like that. Over to you,
Okay.
Nina.
Okay. Okay. So, like I said, when you first open your interface for OBS, it's going to give you this scene, this first scene, and it says main. So I just right click on it, and I'm going to rename this, and I'm going to rename it intro. Now, for this intro, I need a source for that intro. So I'm going to go over to sources and I'm going to click add a source. And this is the options I have right now. Others are going to have different options depending on if you do plugins or not. Again, I did a few extra plugins, so you might see things here that you may not have because you haven't done the plugins. But I want to add my intro. So I am going to go ahead and add my media source. So I'm going to click on media, and it's going to bring up this little box for you to go search for where your media is. And I'm just going to click OK. And it's going to say, do you want to find a local file? And yes, I want to find a local file that's on my system. If you're going to add a file elsewhere, you're not going to click this. It's going to ask you where else you're going to need the local, either from a website or, the internet. But my file is actually stored on my system. So I am going to go ahead and browse for it. Now, before I do that, there are several different options for when you're adding your video or whatever you're trying to share. There's an option to loop the video. Now, if you want this video to loop constantly, and I did this in my last AI video, I had a video of a robot that was working, constantly, and I wanted that video to loop because I only had 5 minutes of it. So it kept looping and looping, and I was able to cover a whole, 20 minutes of a video with this looping. You can restart playback. And this is if you go into the next scene, the video, if you unclick this, the video will not play. You can start it yourself. And then there's I don't really touch anything else after these two. And this is just because of the instructional videos that I learned. I do actually sometimes check show nothing when there's playback, but everything else is I just leave. So I'm going to go browse and find my intro. And my intro is going to be, let's see if I can find it here. It is in my silly Frenchies. Here we go. Okay. And this is my intro that I want to use. And there it is right there. And I created this intro. I created this through, actually, my husband actually created this intro through CapCut, I believe, or DaVinci, one of those. We have several video editors. So when I do my Frenchie show on the weekends, this is the intro I open up with before I start. So now I want to name this, right? I want to know what this intro is. So I'm going to right click on this and I'm going to hit rename, and I'm going to put Silly Frenchie's Saturday. And that's the intro that belongs to this scene. So the source is now with the scene. And now you guys can't hear any sound coming from it. So you want to add your sound, right? And now another thing before I go on, this is also interchangeable. So all you do is you just grab it and you can, size it the way you want. You can also crop it. And in order to crop, you're going to just click the Alt and you're going to crop. So depending on if you have overlays or not, you can crop. And the green is the crop. If you don't want, you're going to just hit Control Z, and that Control Z takes you back to the main screen size, which is the 19 by 20. So there, now you can see my mic moving, right? You can see the sound in the audio mixer, but I don't think you can you hear anything coming from that? Can you hear me still? Okay.
Okay. Because we are on StreamYard, but I can't hear you on the thing. And I know you can actually do it so that we can hear that echo. Something that can be a learning.
Okay.
Yeah, you can actually do it so that, because that would be actually a perfect learning experience.
Okay. So what you want to do now is you want to get sound from this this video, okay? So you're going to go to where you have your Silly Frenchies, and you're going to click this on, the output on. And now you should be able to hear the sound. Hold on, let's get this. Are you hearing the sound from the
No, did
video?
you? No, I can't hear it, but
Okay, hold on. Let's see. You got it here. Oh, it's because it's on a desktop. Okay, so I forgot. When you're using another when you're using a desktop display, you're gonna have to add an audio capture. So we're gonna add the audio capture, and we don't want it from the microphone, because that's my sound. So you're gonna add.
if
This
Annie is
should be.
asking what is happening, if Annie, we are in an OBS class,
Okay.
so we have been taught how to add scenes and things.
Okay. Now I want to hear this through the headphones, so I'm gonna click the headphones and let's see if that actually works, because I have not. Okay, so let's go back to the video itself, and I'm gonna move the video to the top. Again, these are all like interchangeable. You can change these to
Let me
you
put
know,
my mic a bit.
where you need them. So let's see if this plays through my headphones. Let's see. It wouldn't seem as complicated if you had a working example. So did you guys hear any of that? Because it looks like it is coming through the audio capture. Oh, the audio capture.
It seems to be playing, but I can't hear it from my end.
You can hear
But
it from your end?
no, no, I can't hear it from my hand. Can you hear it on
Okay.
your headphones?
Okay.
Yeah, let's
Yep.
see. All right. Guys, I'm dropping the link to the slides. I'm dropping the links to the slides just now on the chat.
Okay. Let me check. Yeah. We go to, okay, so my mic is picking it up. And okay. And the audio capture is picking up my mic. So that's gonna go. Are you hearing any sound?
I can hear your voice.
Okay. All right, hold on one second. Let me just.
Hey, the hen. Welcome, the hen.
It's because
Miss Ash Brown, nice to see you. Beautiful, nice to see you. No sound yet. And you guys can confirm whether you can hear any sound so that it's not my device, because I know sometimes I've opened like a million things on my computer.
it
Or
should
not
be
yet.
coming through. It should be coming through.
Did we mute or not? But it's the OBS. I was going to ask whether we muted the screen. The tab.
Oh, okay. That's probably why.
Yeah.
That's probably why. Hmm.
Just unmute and then we see. Just unmute the tab on StreamYard and then you see.
Okay. So let's try this again.
And then
Yeah, it's
oops.
not capturing the audio for some reason.
Oops says if you set up OBS audio while you are currently using audio, it's probably not going to work, or because you're already using it.
Exactly. Yeah. See, that's going to be hard to show.
Okay. How about if we are to use, let's say for example, let's create a scene where now you want to put yourself like, most people I know they're like live streamers, for example. So like, let's say for example, somebody wants to appear on the screen.
Okay.
So just reenact for us how that will look like. In case I want to start using OBS for my personal streaming.
Okay. So before I do that, I'm going to delete these. Actually, let's go into a new scene.
Okay.
And see how that transitioned?
I like it.
Um,
Just
okay. So that transition is this right here. You can set that to however fast or slow you want it to go. We can change it. So when you're transitioning from scene to scene, this is where this is going to come in, and you can do it in different ways. You can transition as a fade. You can transition as a luma. You can cut right to
wow,
the scene. Yes,
looks
and then
really
you
good.
can control the speed of how you're doing. I like the Luna wipe, and I usually do a nice slow transition in from scene to scene.
This is
Okay.
nice. So you can actually like even create a video technically with these transitions on
Yes.
OBS. Oh
Yes.
wow.
So I'm going to show you how to actually do that. So we're going to add the camera. Let's add a camera, right? We want to see ourselves on OBS, and we're going to add a video capture device. That's what you want to add is your video capture device. And you're going to
Okay.
click OK. And like I said, have several different cameras. So I'm going to go pick my Osbot camera, which is already being used here, so it will not be used here. That's
Mm,
the only thing about this, um, is that once you have your camera used in one spot, it cannot be
yeah.
used in another spot. So it's not going to be able to, let's see if this one, okay, so this one did
Oh,
work.
yeah.
Okay, so now once you have your camera, you're going to want to set these settings. Um, your resolution settings are your frames per second. So you want that set to custom. You're going to customize this because you want your resolution to be 1920 by
Mm,
1080. And that's going to bring up now I have a green screen behind me because I like to have different backgrounds.
mm,
But you don't have to have a green screen. You can just use the background that you have originally. The only other setting that I use in this is going to be my color. And the recommended color is 709
mm,
just because it works best with my system. Again, it all depends on the system that you're using, what you have for graphic cards, what you have for, your system requirements. And for me, I use the 709. And then I do not touch anything else here. You can use custom audio device when if you have a microphone. Mine is already set, so I'm not going to touch anything here. But you will want to use your custom audio device for OBS. So you would
mm.
actually, select this, and then you would just hit OK. And there you are on the
Oh
camera.
wow.
Now, your camera is at the top. So anything else you add to this scene is going to go over you. So let's say if we want to add a video to the scene, say we're going to do a reactionary video. I'm going to go and look for some media. So let's look for media, and I'm going to go into my system again, and I'm just going to pull a video. Let's see. I did a video yesterday. Um, and this is my media video. See how it's over me? You
Oh
can't see
wow.
me. Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
it blocks your face.
Yes. So what you want to do now is you want to drag that below you. And that's how that goes. So now you want to, in order for you to see this media, you're going to
Mm.
hide your, so these are little tabs that you can hide and you can
Ah,
lock. Yes. So now this is locked and you can't move it. It doesn't move. Your camera will not move, okay? But if you want to show your video, you just hide your camera and
yeah.
now all you see is your video. So this is what I usually do on Saturdays. This is my video. And I usually actually shrink this up and I do my camera, and then
Mm.
I will unlock the camera and I will go ahead and resize it.
Oh, so
So
now
that,
you got. Oh wow. Okay.
yes, so that, see how I am in this video? This is all
Yeah.
resized. Yeah. So let me go ahead and hide this and lock it. So this is how I actually position myself in the video. I actually resize everything. So let me go ahead and hide the media. And then let's go back to the video. And I'm going to unlock it so that I can resize it to how I want.
Nice.
And you can resize it here. Let's do Alt,
Oh, so
Alt
you need to be a
resize.
square. Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
There you go. Now, if you have a green screen, you're going to want to add a chroma key, right? So you want your background as a chroma key. So you're going to hit a filter. So you're on your video and you're going to hit filter and it's going to bring up some effects. And you want to hit the plus button. Everything is a plus or minus. And that's what I love about OBS. It's either a plus or a minus. You
Or
can either add or delete. There's no, there's nothing really hard about it. So we're going
yeah.
to add a chroma key. So we're going to add the chroma key. And I just keep the chroma key labeled the way it is because it's a chroma key. And I click OK. And now it's going to let you adjust the green screen. I have these settings already set, but you can see that if I adjust, I'm gone. If I do too much, you can see the green screen. So I want to find that perfect spot. Again, smoothness, it's going to change the appearance. So I want to
Um,
make sure, yeah, that it's, and all these do different things for the visuals of what everyone is seeing live streaming. So all these, again, you're going to play around with because if you're using a blue screen behind you, these settings are going to be different. So you have settings for blue screens, you have magenta, you can do custom color screens, anything. And as you change these blue screens and green screens, you're going to want to change all these settings for that because it's going to look completely different when you're doing that. But I have a green screen behind me, and now you can see I'm actually blending in with the background.
yes, with the black
So
screen and stuff.
correct. Yes. So I'm just gonna go close, and there I am on the screen. I can
Oh,
enlarge
wow.
it. Yes, you can enlarge it. You can, now you're gonna see these little numbers here, your pixelated numbers here. And you kind of want to center those. So this side says 403. This side says 407. It's pretty close in the center. That's how you're going to figure out how you center yourself in the scene. Um, so that's pretty close. You can move it one way or the other, but 403, 407, that's pretty close. So I'm going to keep that. And it looks like I am in the center of the scene.
Ah. So
And
Nina, curious, ignorant question.
yes.
So now when the live stream is running and you've done that setting, what will people see? They'll just see you with a black background.
Okay, so this is where you want an overlay. Okay, so I
Oh,
I
but
have
but
my
before the
overlay.
overlay, oh, that was like magic. Okay,
Yes, yes,
before the overlay, there's a very pressing question by somebody on the chat, and I wanted you to
sure.
answer this. And is let me see if I can get it. I just put a star on it because he's blind, but he uses OBS. So he says, sorry, Jamari, I'm just going to give Nina your question. So Jamari says, as a blind OBS user, I want to know how to set Droid Cam OBS plugin as a webcam on my phone and laptop.
Yep. So
I did not understand. I did not understand that, but I'm sure when you start
yes,
explaining, I will get it.
I did that myself a few months ago when I forgot my camera at at
Yeah.
uh at my I had all my cameras at my apartment and I didn't have a camera. So I added the plugin to OBS, which is very easy. It's the Droid Cam plugin. And then it gets, as soon as you add it as a plugin, you're going to go
Mm.
to your phone and you're going to find in your Play Store or Apple, whatever you're using, and you're going to look for the Droid Cam application to add to your phone. Once you get that application on your phone, you're going to pair it with your OBS. And you're just going to follow the instructions to pair that with OBS. And once you have that paired, that is your camera, and you can set your phone wherever you want your camera to be, and you can use that as a camera. It worked really well for me. There are some options you don't get with it because it's, an app on your phone, but it works just as well. And you don't have to really worry about any sound issues on that because it connects to OBS. So all you do is add the plugin to OBS and then go to your phone, go to the Play Store, or if you're on Apple, the Apple Store, add that app to your phone, do the login process, and then you're gonna link that to your OBS, and you just follow the prompts to link it, and you can use that as your camera. And again, if like I have a Samsung Ultra 25S, and it's a really good camera on that phone, so the clarity was really good. So depending on what you're using for your phone is gonna matter on what it's gonna look like while you're live streaming. Again, YouTube also has their processing, so they're gonna try to make that video look as good as they can. But I have been trying to pair it, but I'm not getting results. Um, yeah. So are you pairing it? So you've got to find when you're pairing, you've got to go back to, are you going back to OBS and making sure that it's added as a source? So when you're pairing that that OBS webcam, you've got to add it as a source first. I set the source to Droid Cam OBS. Okay, so that was right. So when you open the Droid Cam, can you open the Droid Cam? Like go into the Droid Cam on OBS? And when you go into that, there should be options there to, find your phone. And then vice versa, your phone should be able to look for the OBS.
Okay. Anyway, Nina, you're talking about what people get to see. So you're talking about, I think there's how you say what did you say? Backgrounds or something.
Yes. Okay. So you don't even need a background. If you have a camera like yourself, Gogo, right now.
Jamari, there's a recommendation on the chat by Wolf. You have to be on the same Wi-Fi network.
That's the other thing. Thank you, Wolf. That's one of my team members. Yes, you can't do it through the cell. Right. It has to be on the Wi-Fi network. That was another thing that we did discover when we were doing that. So make sure your Wi-Fi is connected to the Wi-Fi that you're using with OBS. That was yes, that's exactly right. So you're going to change your Wi-Fi on your cell to the Wi-Fi that you're using, on your streaming, your Wi-Fi that you have on your system. That has to match. Thank you, guys.
So it can't be like, for example, your phone is on data and the laptop on OBS is on Wi-Fi. Okay.
Yes, it has to be the same. Yeah. So like I said, you don't really, if you don't have any type of like overlays, because overlays can be expensive, right? There's another option that is kind of a little fun. You can create your own overlay if you want. It's, you can do different things. Again, it's an ad. So everything is an add or delete. So we're going to just let's add some color. Let's add some color for a background. And of course, I am going to choose pink. And we're just going to set that. Now, this is our background, right? But you don't see me there in the scene, right? So you're going to move that color below your video. And there you are. Now, because I'm using a green screen, obviously I'm going to have to change the filter on my camera to adjust. So I'll go into here and I will try to adjust it this way. And so you're going to mess around with the filters on this. Oh, it's because it's green. It's not going to be able to adjust.
Oh yeah,
Um,
because we have the green
yeah,
screen.
it's a green screen, right? But again, you can make your own background. You can add, say you want to add your channel name to this background. You're going to go ahead and you're going to add a text, and you can add any type of text. We'll do Desert-Livin, and you can pick different fonts. You can pick different. You can have it. Let's see. Well, let's check a font. We'll go.
Team members is saying it's in the properties, the chroma key.
Oh, okay. Yeah. To change the, okay. Thank you. Say I want this italic or, a different font. We'll try that one and see. Okay. So there we go. And I'll go into the properties. Thank you guys. Yeah. I'm lucky I have a good team. You can have, different, you can do an outline. Say you want an outline. Let's select
Nice.
a different outline.
This is what I've always wanted to figure out.
Yeah, so you can do different things if you don't have, an overlay, because they can be pricey. And then you can kind of move your overlay in the middle. Let's fix now we want the text to be behind me. So we're going to move that text down. Okay. And now I'm in front of the text. Let's go to properties. Oh, sorry, that's for that. Yeah, the properties is actually on my video device. Here we go. Okay. And that's where you're going to change this color resolution here, which again, you can change it to color range, limited, full, default. You can change your color resolution. Now, if I click default and click OK, it's still going to keep that kind of, little, you can see the little haze on the top, on the top of my, so let's try this. Yeah, that's not going to work either. Yeah, it's because of the green screen I have behind me. But you can, again, adjust how you want that to work, depending. Yeah, that made it worse. Let's take this down slightly. It's because it's really, really green. Smoothness, there we go. Let's see how that, and see how light it makes you. So you're going to want to adjust all these different, settings to get the best look. That's a little bit better. Again, depending on what you're using for your background is going to depend on how you're going to set that chroma key, in the back. So if you do have an overlay, that is really great. I happen to have an overlay, and I'm just going to go ahead and click on it, and we're going to hide these. And there's my overlay that I use. I also have a ticker that I created. Now, if you have any type of like VBA coding skills or any coding skills, you can go ahead and create in Notepad. I use Notepad++, and I go ahead and I create a ticker. And this was created, myself. And now I'm on top of this ticker, right? So I am too big. So we're going to unlock my camera, which is already unlocked, and I'm going to reposition myself so that I am. So again, look at your numbers on each side and try to get them as close as you can to the center, because that's going to give you the best look for what you're trying to do. And sometimes you might have to just kind of like recenter, readjust.
It's almost like equal distances
Yeah, there
from
you go. Yes, exactly.
my.
So that looks pretty good. That looks like I'm in the center. I have my ticker that I created. Now, to add, if you do create a ticker,
Mm.
and you do this, you code this yourself, you're going to add it as a source. So I just go ahead and add. It's it's done through a browser. So you're going to add the browser. You're going to go ahead and find the ticker. Now, I already have it downloaded on my computer. So I created it as a browser. I downloaded it to my computer. So at this point, I'm not going to add it as a browser. I'm going to go ahead and add it um, as the I believe image is what I did. And then I'll go and find it. I'll go and find it in my system. And we're going to go, and I have everything under news overlays. I don't know if you guys can
Yeah,
see
it
this,
looks like
but
a
okay.
really.
Mhm. And then these are all my tickers. So let's see. All right. I don't know if it's going to actually show you the actual ticker to it.
As you do that,
Yeah. Okay.
there's
Yeah.
let me see. Oof said something, so I wanted to just. Oh yeah,
Oh,
Oof was
yeah.
talking. Yeah, Oof was saying something about you show us the alt to adjust your picture or crop. Also show alt to
Yeah.
adjust your picture
That's
crop.
what I was showing. So if you wanted to change it, you can just, I think I showed you guys this before.
Yes, yeah,
Alt.
the
Yeah.
earlier.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ah,
Now, if you don't want it like that, and you're just going to hit Control Z, Control Z, Control Z, and it's going to take you back to your original position that you had. So Control Z will always take you back
I had
to where you want to be. Yeah.
mm.
Um,
I
the
love, I
second,
love, I loved this because I noticed when you move like the camera up and then the text went behind. So that sequencing. Talk to us about this. Is it yeah, so
okay.
the priority thing and how it works and
Okay. So you always want to have now if you're using a Nightbot or Stream Elements or anything like that, I'm always going to have that as my first thing. So now I had everything hidden because I already have this all programmed into my thing.
oh wow.
So Stream Elements is the first thing I want on my sources side. Stream
Mm.
Elements is what you use for Nightbot and things like that. So that is always going to be your very first, whatever you're using for your Nightbot and things like that. That's going to be your first layer. Below that should always be your camera.
Mm.
It should definitely be your camera. Your audio sources doesn't matter where you put those. You can put those anywhere you want. Those are going to be wherever. The next thing you want is your whatever your videos are going to be. Now I'm going to take off all these. I'm just going to unhide them and just delete, delete, delete. Okay. So now we have our overlay for our background. We have our ticker that we created, we coded, and then we added it as a source. And now we want to add some media, and that is the video that I added that I did on Saturday. So we're gonna reposition this media. I'm going to put this over here. I'm actually going to move my camera so that I'm not in the way. I'm going to reposition it and move it over to the side. And
I am so
now you have your video here. You have your camera here. And say you want to do a reactionary video, you can have the video playing and then you can have yourself reacting to that video, which is kind of a huge thing right now on YouTube. A lot of people do
yes.
reactionary videos. Yeah. So it allows you to, now you can do this many different ways. I find it easier to actually download the video from YouTube and as it as a media source. But
Mm.
you can also, let me stop this here. You can also add a browser and you can go like this and you can go ahead and you can go to, let's see, YOU. Let's see if it'll add it from here. And here's your browser. No, it didn't pull YouTube up, but let me hide this media here. So this is your browser, and you can go ahead and share from your browser if you wanted to. Again, you're going to have to adjust all your sound settings so it picks up the sound from your browser. So let me just let's see. Uh, let's see if it'll go to let's see if it'll go to go.com. I don't know if it'll find it this way, but okay. Yeah, it's not going to find it this way. Let's see. Sorry, I think it's because I'm on YouTube already and it's not going to let me add it. But you can add a browser to your, let's try Google. Okay. So,
Google.
yeah. So now you can type anything. And I see it's going to be hard for me because I'm screen sharing and I don't actually have the website to actually type into. But if I wasn't using this monitor, if I had all my monitors on, I could move this to another monitor and then it would come up where yes. But because I don't have another monitor to move this to, I cannot use this. But if you had another monitor, you can move this to your other monitor and then you can access any site you want through this and share this way. So hence that's why I have several different monitors, because I need a monitor for my streaming, I need a monitor for my YouTube, I need a monitor if I was to do, share a website, that has to go onto a different monitor. So hence the several different monitors that you're going to need if you're going to do something like this. You can't just use this wouldn't work if you had just just a laptop or one monitor. It wouldn't go that.
Nina,
Yeah,
let me ask.
so
Let me
yes,
ask a question now. Just
yes.
this is a very overall question. Winston,
Mhm.
welcome, Winston. We were just talking about you earlier. Welcome, Winston. And I like the engagement on the chat. Like I like how Auntie was asking Q whether she has ever used OBS, and Q gave one of the most beautiful answers there that I think. So I have used OBS to live stream with no problems. I haven't learned how to add a guest. I've tried the Ninja add-ons she mentioned, but I've not been successful with it. And even Nina said that it's very complex. And of course, she's going to give you she's going to give you hints on the other solution that she has found for guests. Because I was able to join her as a guest on a different when you are offline. And then so happy Sunday from Winston and everybody else. Donna,
Hi,
yes,
Winston.
Donna, I think I can answer this very categorically that yes, if you're on the hotel restaurant Wi-Fi and your phone is on that restaurant Wi-Fi, it should be fine. I think what they were saying is that if your OBS is on a different Wi-Fi and your phone is on a different internet connectivity, then it's not going to work in terms of getting that. That connection, right? And let me see. There's something I wanted to ask you, Nina.
Yes.
Like, let's say, for example, in case there are a lot of first timers on the live stream right now, seeing this OBS for the first time. If somebody was to download OBS today after we end and after we have left this live stream, what would you say are the first what are the first three? Let me just say, what are the first three things you think they should set up? The ones that are most important, especially if they're like regular streamers. Of course, other than of course the camera and that kind of thing. But for you, which are the most like high priority three settings that somebody can get started with on OBS, and then they can figure out now the rest as they explore.
Okay, yeah. So we jumped way ahead with the scenes and the sources. The very first thing you want to do is you want to connect your YouTube or your Twitch or wherever you're streaming from. You want to connect that first before you do anything. This is all after the fact. So you need to connect your wherever you're going to stream from. You want to connect that first. So what you're going to do is you can go to your first scene. Actually, let me delete these. I'm going to delete these. And let's go to our first scene. And we're going to close this and lock this. Okay. So you're going to go over to your settings. Okay. And you're going to go to your output. Your stream. And this is where you're going to see your YouTube or wherever you're going to connect it. Can you guys see that?
I'm just in a dark screen.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, you're not able to see that. So maybe I should share, I think maybe. Let's see.
Let me see.
Yeah, because you're not able to see. So
do you want me to like pull down anything or?
Let me see if I could. Like, did it stop sharing? Let's see.
No, it's still sharing.
All right. Let me see if I can share this again. Okay, let's go to this, and we're gonna go to this. Okay, so yeah, see if you can pull that up, Goga.
All right. Let me see. Is it this?
No, it's actually the
Oh, this one. This?
It is that one, yeah, but I'm not sure why it's not. When I go to settings, it should pop up like a settings box pops up.
For your, I can get it on.
I'm not sure why that's not happening. So you're gonna go to settings, and yeah, see there's a box that pops up, and that's where you're gonna go to stream. And then it's going to show you. Okay, can you go back to the slides that we have? Because this is all in the slides. So,
all right.
Yeah, go to the slide where it says set up your YouTube.
Let's see.
Keep going. Keep going.
The beauty of having slides.
Right there. Okay, so there you go. That's right. Yes, right there. So go one more. I think there's one more before this one, after this one.
Oh, there we go. Connecting.
Yeah, it should have a picture of the settings box on it. Go one more. Keep going. And it does. I didn't have a picture of that. Yeah. Okay, that's weird. Okay, so you can go back to where it says, there you go, right there. Okay, so again, let me.
I can see the box on the. I can see the box on the.
You can see. Can you see where it says YouTube?
Let me see. Yes, OBS Studio wants to access your Google account or something like that.
Yes. Okay. So when you're on your, go back to the share screen for a second, where I have my OBS.
Okay, cool. That should be here. Wait, can you see it on the screen? Let me pull down the slides. Yeah. And then there we go.
There you go. Okay. So you're gonna want to hit. Let me cancel this here. You're gonna want to hit this settings. See the settings here?
The settings at the bottom?
Yep, settings. And now there's a box that's gonna pop up, which you're not seeing for some reason. I'm not sure why. But there is a box that will pop up, another application box where it's gonna have several different things. It's gonna say general, it's gonna say appearance, it's gonna say stream, it's gonna have your output settings, your audio settings, your video settings. And I'm not sure why you're not seeing that right now.
Okay, because I am
But
seeing it. Let me see that I can pull it on my OBS.
okay.
Because I can see what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
But is it this?
So if you go to your settings,
Let me
you're
say,
gonna see,
can you
yeah.
see something?
There you go. Okay. So hit your settings tab all the
right,
way
let
over
me,
to the right. Yeah.
all
And
right.
I like your layout. You have a good layout. So you move your little scenes and so yes, and you
On
didn't
the,
pick you picked
I
a
like them
good.
on the side because
Yep.
for familiarity, like StreamYard.
Yep. Yes, yes. So that's the other thing. Okay, so go to settings.
I've clicked on settings, but I don't know that people can see that window.
Oh,
It pops up, but I don't think people
okay.
can see.
I
Yeah,
wonder why. I wonder why
it
that's not
opens.
happening.
It opens separately.
Okay. So in your settings, that is where you're going to go down to where it says stream. And on stream is going to ask you for the destination. And that is where you're going to select. There's a drop down menu where it says YouTube, Twitch, there's all different Rumble, there's
Yeah.
Facebook Live, there's all kinds of different streaming, depending on where I have it set for YouTube. And then it's going to ask you to connect your account. And that's where that slide that says connect to OBS, that's where you're going to follow those prompts to connect your YouTube to your OBS. And so on that slide, it'll take you through the process of connecting your YouTube to your OBS account. It's really simple. It's just connecting your email that's linked to your YouTube account. And as soon as that's done, it's going to go through a process where it's going to test the compatibility of your connection. And once that's done, you're connected. It's automatically connected to YouTube. You don't have to worry about anything else. There's no like stream keys you have to worry about. There's nothing. And you can also change it, like, because I stream to Rumble also. So I can drop down that menu. There you go.
I just took a screenshot of that window so that they can see how
That's
you link.
perfect. Yep.
Yeah.
So you have Twitch there, but there is a YouTube option there under service. So where it says service, you're gonna
Yes.
wherever you want to stream to, Rumble, Twitch, YouTube, whatever, and you're gonna pick that streaming, where you want to stream to, and then it's gonna take you through a series of prompts to connect your account. And then it's going to go through like a testing mode where it's going to say, okay, this is connected. It's going to ask you for your email and all those other things that are linked to your account that you're going to be streaming through, which is YouTube for me and Rumble. And I haven't done Twitch yet, but I also stream to X. So there's different, and then you're just going to click connect account and you're going to go through all the prompts. And then it's going to automatically connect you to where you're going to stream. And again, it's YouTube and it's just going to take you through that. So you're just going to follow. And that's all in that OBS, those slides that I have, the directions for that are in that PowerPoint slides. So you can just follow those instructions on that PowerPoint to connect your account. It's really strange that it's able to show you other things, but not this.
Yeah, it can't show you that pop-up screen for some reason. You can't even see it. So
it's weird. I don't know why that did that.
Guys, I've shared Nina's the slides. I've just dropped a link with the slides. I've given you access. It's on my drive. So I've given you access to the slides so that you guys can. It's easy to follow the slides actually, because I think I used Nina's slides to actually set up my OBS, because it was just easy to like follow the steps, and then
The
I look
slides
at
are
the
much
slides.
easier. Yeah,
Yeah, they're
yeah.
much easier. They will help you follow up easily. So you talked about linking the account. The other things will be probably now the camera thingy. I'm assuming the video.
Okay, yes. So everything you want to do first is in that settings. You always want to go to the settings first. And again, you're going to go first, you're going to link your account. And then the next thing, so when you link your account, you're going to go to the stream option. Now, the general option, I don't really touch anything on that general option, which is the first tab on that. When you hit your settings, that's the first tab that
Yeah.
opens. I don't really touch that. The appearance is what you have done, Goga. You have changed your appearance. I have my theme as Yummy, which is your basic OBS theme, but you have changed yours, which I really like. And it just changes the colors, your color tones of what you want to see. The audience doesn't see that. It's just what you prefer. And
Yes.
then again, you can move your little scenes and sources to however you want your interface to look like. Whatever's going to be easiest for you. I have all mine down at the bottom, but Goga, you have yours set up really cool too. I like that because you're used to StreamYard, and it's probably similar to that. So you can go ahead and customize your interface however you want to customize it too. The next thing would be your stream, which is connecting your YouTube or whatever you're using to stream through. The next option is your output. And when you go to your output, your first tab is going to be streaming. This is where you're going to figure out what your system requirements are. So if you have a NVIDIA card, if you have any type of extra processing or any type of, like I said, my system is customized. So I have specific things that
Okay,
I
sorry,
use in
and
this
sorry,
setting. Yeah.
sorry, Auntie, it's not yummy like for food. I know you just. It's yummy like YAMI. Oh my
Yeah,
goodness. Right,
yummy.
people are clearly hungry now in the class.
Me too. It's yummy. YAMI. Sounds like yummy though. So there's different settings that you can customize the way you want your interface to look. And like I said, I kept mine basic. So your output is really important for streaming. You're going to want to pick the output that your system is able to output. So for me, I have a NVIDIA card. I have all types of processing cards. I have, like I said, I had this customized. And so I am going to pick, and this is your video encoder. So this is the encoder that is streaming to YouTube. So it's really important that you pick the right encoder, or else YouTube is not going to recognize that encoder. It's not going to process your video. It won't. Now, if you have nothing on your machine, you're going to accept the very basic, which is the X264 coder, the video encoder. That is a general encoder that YouTube will pick up, or any platform will pick up, if you do not have any extra cards, processing cards. Again, this is a gaming system that I have. So I have a NVIDIA card. I have a bunch of things on here. So for me, I'm going to pick the NVIDIA H264 because that's the Intel processor that I have for encoding. But for anyone, like when I first started YouTube, I used the X264. That is your basic encoder that will be recognized by any type of streaming, YouTube, Rumble, X, all of them. So when I first started, that's what I choose because I didn't have a system that I have like I have now. So for streaming, you're going to pick the encoder that you have. And for me, it's the NVIDIA H264. Exactly. Now, Goga, for the top part where it says output mode, you want
Mm.
that to be advanced. You want to make sure that that says advanced. Don't be the simple is not going to give you the
Ah,
option to pick your encoder. Yes. So
okay.
you want to make sure that you get that output mode to advanced. Once you pick that advanced output mode, that is going to give you the option to pick your encoder. So, and that's going to give you the best processing feed to YouTube, to Rumble, or wherever you're going to process to or stream to. So, again, for me, make sure that that output mode is always advanced. When you click advanced, it's going to give you a whole set of different options, and you want to pick the best option that your system can support. Again, for me, it's the NVIDIA H264 because I have, a, a NVIDIA card processor. I also have many other processors here, but that NVIDIA H264 handles all of my processing exactly. There you go. So for streaming, you're going to go down to your video encoder, and for Twitch, so your video encoder, yes, Goga, you have X264, and that is your basic encoder. That's what
Yeah.
everyone will have, unless you have, like I said, a customized system where you have NVIDIA cards, you have Intel cards, you have all these other, I have like extra GPU, extra CPUs, extra memory. I have all kinds of things built in because I have this custom built. So for me, like I said, I'm going to choose the NVIDIA because I like to do a lot of like this card is also for gaming. So I could create, a game with it and whatever. But for anyone that doesn't have any type of processing card, you're going to choose the X264. That's your basic processing output. And then your rescale output, you want to make sure that that is disabled. You do not want that. And your 1920 by 1080 is always going to be your output. That will always be that way. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
So just a quick question on this because
Yep.
if it's 1920 and 1080, so one of the challenges when you're using StreamYard, especially the free StreamYard, is that they can never give you the full resolution. It's always stuck at 720. So
Yes.
with
But
OBS, the difference that you get the full resolution.
yes, you get the full 1920 by 1080. And then when you upload that to YouTube, they're going to do their processing on that side too, which is
Yeah.
going to improve that video resolution quality because they have really good, they're going to try to make your video look as best as it can. So YouTube also has their processing side of your video that is going to help improve the resolution quality when you do the upload.
Mm.
But what's nice about OBS is that you do get that 1920 by 1080. It gives you that resolution, which is really good. So your videos are nice and clear. And then when YouTube does their side of their processing, it really, really makes it nice and crisp and clean, and the resolution is really, really good on that. So that's what I like about OBS. On top of it, it's all free. So that really, really, it really
Mm.
helps on that side. The next set of settings is your encoder settings. And your rate control, which is your constant bit rate, it's your frames per second, right? It's how fast and how slow your constant bit rate is. Now,
Mm.
when I start streaming through YouTube, I automatically keep the rate control at the CBR. So you want it at the constant bit rate. You want to keep that at CBR. Now, depending on your internet, this is all depending on your system
Mm.
requirements and your internet. You can set it at 6,000. I have mine set at 10,000 because I have extra things added to my system. But when you're streaming through YouTube, YouTube will tell you, okay, your constant bit rate is not doing, you can see the lag. You can see there's a lag. You can see that there's something going on with YouTube, and they'll send you, like, you'll see as you're streaming, they'll send you a little like okay, your video is not keeping up with, the internet, or your video is too slow or too fast, and they'll tell you to change your bit rate. And that's
Mm,
when you can lower and higher your bit rate depending on your internet and depending on your system requirements. So again, I have my bit rate set at 10,000 only because I have really advanced things that I customized in my video, in my system. Although there are times where YouTube will say, your bit rate is too high, lower it down to 8,000. And then
mm,
I'll lower my bit rate to 8,000 as I'm streaming. You can do this because no one will see what you're doing. Um, it's just you behind the scenes changing what you need to change to get that lag taken off. So
mm,
that's what that bit rate is. You're gonna have to It's going to be different for everyone. Everyone is going to have a different bit rate. It's not going to, you want 4,500 to 6,000. It takes, I'm reading this. Yes. Yeah. It takes, it takes the extra and uses it as a bank, as a buffer, like Netflix. Once the buffer is gone, you lag. Right. So, like I said, it depends on your system requirements and it depends on your internet. It depends
yes.
on, uh, your frames per second. So again, I have done 6,000 to 10,000 depending on what
Mm,
YouTube recommends for my output for the video. Uh, so I change that. If I get a message from YouTube saying your bit rate is too high or too low, I go ahead as I'm streaming and I go into my settings in OBS and I'll change that bit rate. You really shouldn't have to, but sometimes the internet connection is not good. Sometimes it doesn't keep up. Sometimes it's on YouTube's end. Sometimes they have issues. And so YouTube will flag you on when to change the bit rate.
mm,
Ultimately, you do not want to change it. The rule of thumb is around 6,000 and your frames per second should be 30. It should not be set at 60 unless you have a really high processing system. The If you set your frames per second to 60, it's going to be way too fast. You're going to be talking and the video is going to be behind. So you're not going to
ah,
line up. Yes, your speech will not line up with the video. Um, exactly. 60 is for gaming or for sports. So
my
if you
brother
have,
my brother Diesel, who is a gamer, probably will understand this because I clearly, yeah. So
oh,
six.
good. Yeah. Yeah. So if you have it set too high, you're not going to line up with what you're talking and the video is processing. So the rule of thumb is usually 30 frames per second for 6,000 of a
Mm,
constant bit rate. That's the norm, depending again on your internet and your system requirements. But I think everybody usually uses around 6,000 and the frames per second is 30. That's kind of, the average for processing. And then your keyframe interval, I always keep at 0. It will automatically adjust. This is a setting I do not touch, because YouTube will adjust that itself. You don't have to worry about that. But the present the I mean the preset, and your tuning, I always have set at very high. So the tuning is very high, which you are very fast, sorry, which you have. And then actually your preset is not set, is it? Your preset is set at very fast. Okay, that's
yeah,
right.
of course, yeah.
And yeah, and your tuning, what do you have your tuning? Your tuning
My
should
tuning
say
is
high.
fun.
Yeah, your tuning should say high quality.
Mm. Yeah, I put it at none, and then let me see. But it also
Maybe because Yeah,
gives me a
maybe because I have mine set at high quality,
mm.
um, just because I want the best quality for the output of my video. Now that may be different for your system, Goga. I'm not sure.
Oh yeah,
It
because
may be.
mine has the profile thing which is high, and
Hmm.
then the tuning is there's animation, film, grain, that kind of thing. So it is currently at none.
Okay.
Yeah.
So on your tuning, you don't have high quality, low quality. You don't have that option.
Then I have that on. I have a different things written profile. So on the
Okay, so
profile,
you
yeah.
yeah, you have the updated version of OBS. So I have high quality, low latency, or ultra low latency. So I
Uh,
have my tuning set to high quality.
but which
So
YouTube does anyway? Because I see that even on the studio, the
yes,
latency settings. Yeah.
yes, yes.
Okay.
So that's that, and that's pretty much all I set on this, on this tab. Now, if you go over to recording, this is where you're gonna also want to change your settings. These
Hmm.
are specific settings on recording,
Let
and
me
this
see.
is where, yeah, you're gonna set
This
your
is like when you're
recording.
recording a video. You said.
Yes, if you're not streaming and you're just doing a recorded video,
Yeah.
uh, yeah, that's where you want to set where you're going to record the path that you're going to store that video that you record. So the first one is your recording path, and I have it set to where I want it to go when I record videos. And once you set this, you can change it to, different. I have several different folders. So if I'm recording for I have it recording that path that goes to the AI path. If I'm recording for Desert Living, I have another path that I have for Desert Living. So every time you record, you can change your recording path to where you want to see that video show up. Um, I have another way that you can actually easily get that video without even
Mm.
setting this, and I'll show you that. Um, exactly. Okay. So you have users, admin, and videos. That's where, so if you were to record a video, that's where all your videos get stored. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
I actually put them all there. So I guess it's a good thing it picked it automatically.
Yeah. Yeah. So you can change that to wherever you want that path to store that. So
Mm.
again, I change it, wherever I need to see that video, that's where I store it. But there's another way to get that video. And I'll show you that after we go through this. Now, your format is definitely correct. You want it always MP4, right? It's a video, so
Mm.
you always want
Yes.
that MP4. Again, your video encoder should always be your 264. So you need to set that to your 264. I have mine set as we don't record, it's already on. No, but if I'm recording a video, like an
Mm.
AI video, I don't do that live. I record it. And
I
so I
like
store
I
it.
like I like how Whoop is telling you recording uses additional resources. Your team is
That's, yes, oh God, he's
you have
definitely
an
what he
amazing
uses.
team, Ina.
Yeah, I do, and that's why I'm saying yes. It does. You have to choose your video encoder because that's your. Like I said, I have the NVIDIA card. These are the additional resources, right? So you want your set. We don't record because it's already on YouTube. If you download from YouTube, so when I record, like say I'm at home and I'm recording an AI video,
Mm.
I'm recording it and then I'm going to store it in my path that I have a folder in. And
Yeah.
from there, I'm going to upload the video to YouTube when I want to post the video. So this is outside of going live. This is
Oh
actually
yeah,
when you
the
record.
typical. Oh, I get it. Yeah.
Yes, this is outside of going live. This is a recorded video that you're doing, and you want to store it in a folder that you have on your desktop. So you're going to create that path where you're going to store that video. And then from there, you're going to take that video and then you're going to upload that video to YouTube. But you want to make sure that your video encoder is set to what you have. So I have the NVIDIA. So I have my video encoder, uh, you know, for that card, NVIDIA card. For you, it's going to be the 264 encoder
Yeah.
because that's what you have. Yeah. And then everything else, your rescale output should always be disabled because it's already set for 1920 by 1080. So you don't
Mm.
really need to do anything with that. also it's going to keep your constant bit rates the same as when you're streaming. So you really don't need to touch anything on your encoder settings because it already is set for your streaming. So whatever you set for your streaming, it should be transferred over to your encoder settings. And let's see.
See. Um, Welcome, Sandra. Nice to see you. And guys, if you have any question you want to ask,
Hi.
feel free. Yeah, feel free to ask Nina. Let me give her at least a moment to catch her breath as she does that.
Yeah.
And I think I like what Ruth is saying. The importance of the recorder is if it is set to the CPU, it won't use the GPU, and you'll know why you have
Yeah.
issues.
Correct. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. That's why you want to make sure that you have the correct video encoder set. And like I said, your 264 is the general. Yeah, the general one. And you're going to get, a good quality video. Again, if you have a NVIDIA card or you have customization on your system, you're going to choose other options for that. But everything else on that output should be good on the recording tab. The next tab on that is your audio tab. So you're going to click on your audio tab. Now, on your audio tab, if you have several microphones, now this is only if you have several microphones, you're going to want to set at the highest rate that you can for your microphone. So the highest I think I can go for my microphone is 320, and I think that's the highest. And I have one microphone, so I'm only going to set my track 1 because I don't have several microphones. If you had several microphones, if say you're doing a podcast and you had another microphone, and so you would set track 2 for your second microphone. But exactly. Yep. So let's see. Go back to your output because that's your. So if you go back to the output, there's an audio tab on your output. So if you have that screenshot, if you have that screenshot.
Yeah, I've seen it. Oh yeah, where you have the different tracks and.
Yes, correct. So depending on how many microphones you have, you're going to set your audio bit rate to, I set mine to 320 and I have one microphone. Now you're going to go to that screen you just had, which is your audio. I think that's the one you just had.
Right. Here we go.
Yeah.
And guys, all these things are in your settings. Like when you have OBS, you just click your settings and you'll be able to find it. Nina, there's a question that somebody asked earlier. I think it was Miss Bailey. Does OBS work on a mobile phone?
No.
And I think just based on the conversation with Bayu in terms of resources, maybe you can just clarify that because I know there are people here who are on their phone Googling and things.
Yeah. So OBS is a desktop application or system. So you cannot use OBS on your phone, but you can stream to YouTube on your phone. So you can go live on your phone. I do it every Sunday morning. So I just log into my YouTube studio and I click the plus button and it will give you the options to go live. And you just follow the prompts and you can go live through your phone, which I do every Sunday morning because it's an outdoor live that I do. So I go live right from my phone, through YouTube. But OBS is not it's not on the phone. So you can't use it on the phone.
Absolutely.
Aww.
And rightly so, because even just thinking about the conversation around resources, I think it's just even the kind of device, we are talking about Wi-Fi. How good is your Wi-Fi? How good is your processing? Your PC processing speeds and things like this. So that already tells somebody how it's a very heavy software. It's
Yes, it is. There's a lot of components to it, and we haven't even gotten to like half of them. So, but yeah. So again, the where you're at right now is your output. So that audio that you see, that's track one. If you have one microphone, you're gonna set that to 320. You want that microphone to get that crisp, clean, as good as you can. 160 is really low. That's a very low bit rate for your microphone. So crank that up to 320. I think that's the highest option for your microphone. Again, if you
yes.
had several microphones, you would set them all to 320.
You have a question there just on the microphone by Donna. Is there a limit of the microphones you can use?
There is. So I think there's six. I think there's six
Yeah.
microphones. Let's see.
Yeah.
One,
Goes
two.
up
Yeah,
to actually I have
six.
five.
Okay, I have six here. But like I said, you're using a different version of OBS. So
No,
I
no,
work
you're
with
right.
OBS.
You're right, Nina. It's six. It's six. I just saw the
Okay,
sixth one. Yeah,
okay. Yeah.
six.
So you can use up to six. And now, if you're going to use six, you're going to need a Stream Deck. You're going to need something else. So I also, because I have so many things that I'm using, I have a docking station. So because I have several different monitors, I need a docking station because I only have so many outlets on my system. So I use a docking station where I can add all kinds of things that I need.
Mm.
4 monitors, 6 monitors, 2 microphones, this and that. You can do a lot with the docking station. So I also use a docking station. If you're going to use several different pieces of equipment, that I suggest definitely a docking station so that you're able to use what you need to use to do your streaming. Yeah, fortunately, we only need 5% of OBS features. The rest is our options. Yes, that's correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't. We don't use I don't use all the options in OBS because, like I told you, I cheat a little bit. I duplicate my scenes so I don't have to go through these settings anymore. I duplicate my sources because you can copy and paste your sources
Mm.
into another scene, so you don't have to keep uploading and deleting, and it's really really
Ah.
easy to use. Yes. So all you do is right click on your source, hit copy, go to your next scene, hit paste, and then you have your everything. You don't have to keep creating and setting all these settings. So it's definitely there's ways to kind of get around, going through this whole process because it takes a long time to do a setup. Um,
Mm.
and that's why I kind of like just duplicate the scene, change the sources or copy the sources. Yeah. So once OBS is set up, it's pretty much set it and forget it. And that's what I love about OBS. And that's why I use it. I plug in and I just go. There is no, like I said, I duplicate things, I add, I remove, I duplicate. Like if I have my camera on one scene, I copy it and paste it to the next so I don't have to add it. It's a really really easy streaming platform to use. I know it looks intimidating, but once you get used to it, yes, I've worked with the docking station before in my career, but I'm retired from that now. Okay, yeah, the docking station is a plus, and if you have a Stream Deck, that is also a good thing to have. That will, you know, it will take your sound to another level. Um, you can do all kinds of things with the Stream Deck, and I love the Stream Deck. It's a really good piece of equipment to have. I think
Mm.
Reds has it. It's a really good thing. Again, I use a lot of Elgato products. So like I have a bunch of cameras that are Elgato. I have my teleprompters Elgato. My Stream Deck is Elgato. A lot of my equipment is Elgato, and I like Elgato. It's a real high quality, brand that I tend to use. So, Again, it depends on how good you want your stream to be and, your output. So,
Okay. Guys, feel free to drop any question. I'm dropping the link to the slides. I know I can see a number of you already on the slides, so that means they're useful. So the link on the chat will take you over to the. I know YouTube does not like this, but you know what? It's their pro. It's Google, so it's their thing anyway. I'm not
yeah,
sending you guys. Yeah.
it,
So
they
the
should
link,
accept that.
the link I've dropped on the chat will take you to the slides that Nina has graciously shared, and they're very simple to understand. And in case you're not yet connected to Nina and you're on my live stream, please just click on the link that is pinned there. Just jump over there; it will take you over. We are streaming on both sites. I know some of you came late or not aware. We are streaming both in Kenya and of course in California where Nina is. So just click on that link. It will take you over to California so that you can make sure that at least you're connected to her in case you're not yet connected to her. And also stay there so that you can give us a bit of support. We need to push this house into the home run when it comes to that monetization milestone. The other thing I was going to ask just around this, and everybody agrees that you're a very, you're explaining these things very well, including
Thank you.
including Q. So we've talked about the most important scenes, devices. Let me just take a detour real quick when it comes to the devices, in case, because it's very clear that OBS is somebody has to have a PC or some very powerful computer, or doesn't need to be powerful, but just some in terms of a computer that can process. What will you say are like the basic minimums, especially in terms of somebody wants to be using this? Let's say just for a basic live stream, because they cannot afford StreamYard, because StreamYard has become very expensive. EV Max is also not something that most people can afford. But in case, like, let's say somebody wants to just like use OBS and still have, at least a free software that they don't have to pay for, but gives them the full quality of a live stream.
Mhm.
What's the kind of devices that at least you are looking at a time? People can, and Nina, don't say about your device because I know you built yours. But in
Yeah.
case I want to go to a shop and buy, like, let's say a laptop or something for it.
A normal laptop is fine with a webcam.
Yeah.
That's what I used. I had a oh God, I forget. I think it was a Dell laptop that I had with a webcam, and I
Yeah.
used the speakers from the laptop as my output. So I
Mm.
didn't have a microphone. I didn't have any of that. So a normal regular laptop with a webcam, and you're gonna add the webcam as a source, because if you don't add that camera as a source, it's not going to pick you up on the webcam.
Mm.
So a normal laptop with a regular webcam, you don't need a microphone because you have your system sound, and you're
Yes.
going to set that as your sound. And so just very simply, any laptop, but it is also going to change your bit rate. It's going to change your output. It's going to change things that your internet is going to come into play with that. So it's going to be different. And again, YouTube will tell you once you're streaming, okay, you need to adjust this or you need to adjust that. It's not getting enough processing, or it's not good. And that's how I learned when I was first doing the streaming. I knew my system was not going to handle what I needed it to. And that's when I said, okay, we need to, up my system. And I want good quality. I want, you may be using a normal laptop with regular CPUs, GPUs, RAM, and things like that. But the processing features are not going to be as good as if you had a NVIDIA card, or, things like that. Although
Mm.
YouTube does a great job processing that video, they try to make it as clear as they can. But obviously, your system is definitely, and that's where I invested most of my money, was in my system. I definitely wanted, that I wanted that high resolution. I wanted that good quality. So that's where I really put all my money, was into my system. Was It was really expensive. But I'm very happy with it. So, and what I like about it is I can take it anywhere. It's a laptop, so I can bring it to the house. I can bring it to my apartment. I can bring it here. And it's still, it's a really, really, it's a great system, and I'm really happy with it. So, it worked out well.
Okay, let me see. There was another question that came in by Jamari, the blind musician, who said, "Should I enable audio while setting up Droid Cam?"
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
So you're gonna enable the audio on your OBS side. So again, you're gonna go into your settings and you're gonna go into your audio. And I wish I could show you guys this. So in your
Maybe
settings,
Nina, is it
um,
possible to see your workflow, like just even like your OBS, unless I'm sure it has not been without just moving anything, just
yeah, let's see if I can let me see if I can. Because that's the pop-up box that's not
oh,
showing. Yeah, 'cause it's in
yes,
st yeah, it's in settings. So, if you go to settings and you go to the audio tab,
yeah, the one that I had
you
shared.
yeah, not the output tab, but the audio. So, you had it up like a few minutes ago.
Let me just pull it up right
Okay.
away.
Mhm.
It should be somewhere here. I have all these tabs open anyway. Should be somewhere here. I did not know I can open all these pictures. They're like all down here. No, no, this one. I think should be the other one.
Right, it's the audio.
This one.
There you go. Okay, so now you're going to see all your audio settings, and this is where you're going to want to set your audio. And your sample rate should always be at the 48 kHzs, so that's correct. And your channel should always say stereo, and that is correct. Now, my desktop audio, I don't have desktop audio because I'm using a microphone, right? I'm
Mm.
using headphones. Sorry, I'm using headphones. So when I hit that drop down menu, it's going to see my microphone because I have my microphone plugged into my system. So that drop down
Ah,
menu, yes,
yeah.
that drop down menu is going to find your headphones, and that's where you want it. That's where you want that setting to be, because you want to hear what the audience is hearing. You want to hear what's being outputted to the audience. So I have that setting set to my headphones. Now, if you don't have
Mm.
headphones, you're going to select your desktop. You're going to select the desktop audio that you have, and it'll find it. It'll be in that setting. And Goga, you probably have that set to your desktop, correct?
Yes, it's at my desk. So in fact, I can even see it when even when I'm talking, my OBS is already picking it. I can actually
Yeah.
tell. Yeah.
Yes. So it OBS is really smart. It'll pick up the desktop audio, and the reason we had to get a special laptop, one, we had to compensate for Starlink drops. Two, we had programs that required massive processing power. So those are other editor programs that we have. So
Mm.
that's why I needed all those other. That's why I needed the NVIDIA cards and things like that, because I do a lot of different uh, editing, and I have several different editors and things like that. So not only does it help me with streaming, it also helps me with my creations of the editing. But your desktop audio will go good. Did I miss the answer to Streamlabs question? How does Nina feel about using that with OBS?
Streamlabs.
So,
Yes.
yes. So I have not used Streamlabs. I use EV Mux. So, um, I use EV Mux through OBS. So I not use Streamlabs or
Mm.
StreamYard, but I have used EV Mux. In my podcast that I do on Sunday nights, that's what I do. I use the EV Mux because I can have a guest. Um, Now, I can also have a guest through the Ninja VOD through OBS, but that is again another huge setup. And I know Reds did it because I actually sent him the PowerPoint for that, and I think he did get it working. And you can,
Yes.
yes. So you can
Mm.
also have a guest on OBS now, and there's an easier way too through Microsoft Teams or Skype or any other type of video communication. You can now do that as a display capture in OBS. So that's another easy way. You don't have to go through the Ninja VOD anymore. You can use these other, um, video processing programs like Microsoft Teams. So yes, I have not used Streamlabs. We were not able to use Streamlabs with OBS while using Stream Elements. Okay, so that's the other thing. I use Stream Elements for my bots. I don't use anything. Yeah, so that's the other thing. OBS can be glitchy when you're using things that it doesn't like. So, so that's why we went with Stream Elements to use as our bot system. And I have that, added as a source to all
Mhm.
my scenes. Yeah. And then
Okay.
that will come up just like your bots are coming up now. So if you're using Streamlabs or Nightbot, you're going to add that as a source. And yeah, and then it'll work. It'll show up in your chat.
Okay, you have two questions. So Miss Bailey says, "How do we see the comments on YouTube?" I think I think when you're on in the OBS environment, or do you have to open several tabs, or you can see them the way we are seen on StreamYard?
So unfortunately, you're going to have to pop out your chat from YouTube and
Mm.
bring it over to your OBS. So when you're streaming to YouTube, you're going to have one screen with your YouTube, and you're going to have your OBS that you're streaming. And so you're just going to click that pop out tab. Like I have it. I don't know if I could share, if you could, like,
Let me
if you could, yeah,
see.
you could share the screen and you could see that hopefully it shows up.
Oh, you've already sent it?
Let's see if I can share it. Let me see if I can share the screen. Okay, so can you see this?
No, let
Does
me
it
see. Let
show
me
it?
see. Hold on. I lost. Yes, I've seen
Okay.
your
Yeah. So
this.
so that is actually my YouTube chat. And I usually stick it over off to the side, when I'm streaming so that I could see the chat and I could still use my OBS. So it's just a pop out and you can move it, wherever you want. You can size it to however you
Also, it's
want.
not within the OBS environment.
Yeah, so OBS does not give you the option for a chat. It does not, you cannot have a chat in OBS. Now, there may be new plugins that,
Oh
because
yeah.
last night I was, yes. So last night I was on the plugin page to see if they have, because they update constantly their plugins. And if you go to that plugin page, there's 436 plugins on that page. So they're constantly trying to advance their platform. So there may be something there that I haven't seen yet that could be a plugin where you can see the chat. And that's what I like about EV Mux. And obviously, you have it on StreamYard that you can see your chat, but OBS does not do that. So you're going to have to grab your chat from your YouTube page and just pop it out and stick it on whatever screen you want it on.
I like. And I think Mashan, I think was asked. Mashan, I think you're asking the same question. Yeah,
Yeah.
I know what. Yeah, I think it's the same question because I know you are thinking of the nice charts that you see on people's paid StreamYard. That show on the screen and they are fading nicely. Yeah, you have to pay for that stuff on StreamYard. It's not free.
Yeah, same thing with EV Mux. That's a paid, option that you have to pay for. So that's why I like OBS. You can just easily pop out your chat and you have it there. You don't have to, the only thing is that your audience, they can see the chat on YouTube, the YouTube side, but they can't see the chat that you're like this chat here. You're the only one that can see this, but everybody on the YouTube side can see the chat. So it's fine. It works, and it's free. You don't have to, pay for any of that. And I like that you can pop it out and stick it on your side because you can't be looking at several different, you got to be facing the camera, you got to be talking to your audience. So, popping out that chat really, yes, Reds. Okay. Yeah, you pop out your chat. Yeah, and that's totally fine. It works, and that's how I usually do it. I just pop it out and stick it on my, one of my screens, one of my many screens, and then I just can see the chat from there. So
Right. Let me see. There's something I
I
think I
never
missed.
pop out my chats.
Yeah.
Woof and snore. Uh,
Yeah. All right. I think we've answered I like you guys. No, you guys are clearly using OBS. I like your question. Nina, don't you aren't you impressed as the instructor today? Like you've been asked very relevant questions, right? They did
I
not
love
come
it.
to play. These kids did not come to play at all. I'm impressed. I'm impressed, honestly. King Nero, thank you so much for the blessing. King Nero.
Yeah.
Uf says that it is built in. He never pops. He never pops out his charts, and he says
Yes.
it's yeah. He says
So
it's a
so,
yeah.
so he Woof and Snore, yes, he has the chat built into his I think that he is streaming from YouTube though. I don't think this chat is this chat, do you have this on your OBS?
Uh, Wait,
Oh,
is that
yes, got it. Okay. Yes, he's correct. He's correct. So if you go to docs at the top, he is correct. He
okay?
is
Are
correct.
you
Because,
able to project this? I can show it.
yeah, so if you want, I can share this and show you.
Yes.
I, yes, he is correct. Because I don't use this option, but he does. So I'll show you how you can grab the chat without popping it out. And like I said, he does it this way. And my team does it this way, but I never do. I always pop out my chat from YouTube, but this is a very simple way of doing it.
Yeah.
So if you go to, and that's what Docs is. Docs is all your different scenes and your different chats and things like that. So
Yeah.
if you want, I think this might show up if I share.
This
Um,
should show because on OBS I can see the docs
okay,
is
let me try to share this. Let's see. Let me try to share screen. And yes, he is correct about this. Okay. And this is the way he does it. Okay. So if you can see that, Goga.
yes, I got it.
Okay. So you're going to click on docs. Okay. So the drop down doesn't show. But here in docs is where you're going to see your YouTube live control panel. And if you
Mm.
click on that, yeah, and it does say chat. You can click on the chat or the live control panel.
Oh wait, so control.
So yeah, click on your yes, yeah. You're gonna want exactly both of them open. Yep. So if you click on docs, let's see. Freezing up here. And this is the way he does it. I don't, like I said, I don't usually do it this way, but it is a good way to do it. So yeah. Do you have docs?
Okay, guys, you need to that is part of Nina's team. So it's a brilliant team. So some people here just got caught. So Marciano and Red's room, yeah, Marciano and Red's room. Go and play around with your docs.
Yeah. So under docs, you're going to see chat, and that chat is going to appear on your OBS. So you don't have to pop out your chat. I always pop out my chat. He never does. But you can get your
Oh,
YouTube chat from here. Uh,
But
but
Nina, is it
it's
only
only
available to you?
no, I think everyone can see that chat.
Oh,
Everyone can
interesting.
see that chat. Yes. And you want both of those open. You want your YouTube control panel open, and you also want your chat open. And that
Mm,
is visible to everyone.
okay. Okay. I like okay, this is Miss Bailey saying if you don't have a second monitor, then use a second phone if you do. And then 60 says, I didn't know you could pop out the chat box. This is so cool. This is so
Yes.
cool. Yeah,
I
I know
like
the
doing
chat,
it.
yeah. The YouTube one, forget about OBS. I know the YouTube one is always very, yeah, it's
Yes.
really helpful, especially when when you're overwhelmed and you want just things chats to stand out on their own. It always works like magic. I love it as well.
Yes.
Right. I think yeah, the docs I think yeah, I've seen the option. Okay, Reds has seen the option, Mashana has seen the option, so that is good. Um Donna says, I have learned more today than I've learned in my whole life. Thank you very much,
Oh, yeah.
Nina. But the life of a content creator is calling, and I must go. Have a blessed rest of the night. Thank you so
Oh,
much, Donna.
you
I really
too.
appreciate the beautiful words and comments and the questions you've been asking, Nina. Those are
Yeah.
very beautiful. Those are very beautiful questions. Then Red, of course, is bragging about his many screens. Like we did not even ask Reds, but thank you for volunteering. I have small monitors so that I can pop my Reds. Where is the unboxing video? You still owe me an unboxing video for your many screens. Now you just have to like flex here that you have many monitors and stuff.
How many do you have, Reds?
Oh,
Oh,
it looks so good. It's like a whole, those things you
oh,
see in
wow.
movies.
Well,
Yeah, it's
I don't
like
know
a
how he
car.
could see. I can't.
Yeah.
I need like my screens are I think 32 or they're 26 inch. So I have
Nice.
there's a I can't see for anything. So I need like big screens. But
Let me see. I have red screens somewhere. Somebody sent me a
oh,
screenshot of those screens.
that's pretty
Yeah.
cool actually. I
So
like that.
he refused to do for me an unboxing video, but I got my sources in his house. So and his
Oh,
son,
cool.
yeah, Red, your son did that thing. Your son likes me, so I just asked your son for the
Yeah,
receipts. I
that's
got
cool.
I got the receipts.
That's pretty cool. It saves a lot
Okay.
of room, actually. Yeah, if you have smaller. I have a huge, yeah, table and just we have like I think 12 screens here today. So, but yeah, I need big ones because I can't see. So, but again, with the chat, you can go to Docs and you can grab that chat and you make sure you have the YouTube live control panel also. And again, that's where you're going to get like your stream elements and all your other things that you're going to add to your, if you want the bots and things like that, that's going to be on that tabs at the top there.
Okay. Let me see if I missed anything on the chat. Okay, classic. Thank you so much for the love. I don't see any other question. Okay, 60 is like brag. I have a 32-inch screen connected to my laptop. Okay, guys. Guys, I did not ask you to start bragging about your monitors.
I love it.
There's somebody here who's coming to brag about their 65-inch screen. Don't
Oh,
enable her.
wow.
There's
Oh
a
my
lady
God.
here who likes bragging about her 65-inch screen. So don't give her ideas. Don't give her ideas. Uh,
Oh, that's awesome. Oh, all right, I'm gonna
60, how
move these.
convenient. Now you are old because I called you out on your screen. It's like, Goga, I have old eyes, Goga. Stop judging me. I'm like, no, I'm just saying.
I have bad eyes too, so I can relate.
Okay.
That's
Mashano
funny.
says, I know how to open the chat and control through the docs, but I can't figure how to drag it into the video.
I
Do you
don't
need
think it's actually dragged to the video. I think it appears. So let's see. Hold on. Let me scale to window here. Canvas 1920. Yeah. So it should appear off to the side of your canvas. Like when you actually have the chat open. Let's see if I can. So Okay, so let me see if I can do this here. And I don't know if you're going to be able to see this.
Let me see.
So let's see. Okay,
Chat.
so this will automatically add the link to a source. Okay, so again, you're going to add the source. Let's see. All right, here it is. Oh, shoot. Okay, hold on. Hold on one second. Let me see if I can. Let's delete this here for a second. Okay, so let's go to docs. Let me see. Yeah, see, I don't know if it's gonna add. For some reason, it's not gonna let me show you chat. Okay, so let's see. Now the chat appeared over here. Okay, can you guys see the chat? I'm kind of moving it around. You
Oh,
can't see
I'm
it.
seeing
It's not.
something. I'm seeing something moving around, but
It's
not explicitly.
Yeah, for some reason, it's not allowing me to show you the drop downs on any of my settings. But this is the chat. And when you connect to YouTube, right? When you're connecting your account to YouTube, the chat is already connected. So you're just going to go to your docs and you're going to hit chat. And if you could see me like moving the cursor, this is the actual chat. So I have it here. It's just not showing you the drop down. So you can move it to wherever you want on your canvas. And I am moving it. It's just you're not able to. I don't know, Goga, if you're able to do that or not.
I'm actually trying on my side,
Okay. Okay.
but let me see. Apply.
Yeah, that really stinks that I can't. Um,
Oh wow, it did. Let me say that I can.
okay.
Let me say that it can come on my.
Do you want me to
Oh, it
stop?
is. I can move the chat. Where did it go now? I moved it around and it moved. Oh, let me. Oh yeah, let me say that I can share my OBS so that you
Yeah.
see.
Yeah.
Uh,
You
so
want
when
me
I
to stop?
share my Yeah, when I share my OBS, guys, don't judge me. It's just a bit messy at the moment. It's all over the place. Let me stop sharing the screen. Let me remove this. Okay. Let me know that you guys can see the screen. It should be somewhere here. So on my OBS, if the chat is there, so I've pulled it up on the screen stuff.
There you go. And then you can size it to, yep.
Yes. I
And
was
that's,
moving it around, so it just so it went like it disappeared up there, but it's here. You
eh,
can move it on the screen. So
yeah.
Mashano, you could try because I can even see your chat here. Hey, Daniel Berry, welcome. Nice to see you. It's there. I need to just move it around. I don't know
You
what. Yeah,
can't,
there we go.
okay, so you can't drag it to the video and have it seen. Okay, so it's right. It's something that you will only see. But
Yes. Oh yeah,
again,
because also that's why it's here. It's stuck here.
yes. So you can,
Yeah.
yeah, you can size it and can you shrink it? I think you can shrink it and size it.
Yeah. But I can't. Yeah, as they say, I think it's only like available to you or something.
Yes, yes, exactly. Exactly.
So much you're right, yeah. And
Yeah.
it's active. I can see all the chats. I just went and what I did, you see the way just Nina explained. So for me, my docs is the pop-out chat. I just went and I took the link of the pop-out chat and then I put it as I customized it on the docs here. Here, custom browser docs. So I called it chat and then I put when you customize the doc, I think I put the pop-out chat as the link, the URL link. So it's a customized chat. So it's just somewhere there on the screen for me to see.
Yes. So, one of my team. So the easiest way to get to your YouTube is to dock it next to your controls in the lower right hand. That's his preference. So he pops it, and that's what I usually do with the pop-out chat from YouTube. He just sticks it to the right-hand side of the control where your settings are and things like that. But everybody can customize their interface the way they want, so you can put it wherever you want. But he likes it off to the side to the right because it's easier for him because he can customize his interface that way. But yeah, that's probably the easiest way to have control over it. So
Yeah. Miss Bailey says, does OBS give options for virtual background? Yes, that's what she. Yeah,
yeah,
you can see she literally has. Yeah, that's literally what she showed us earlier on when she was doing the thingy.
yeah.
What do you call it? The transitions from her intro to the camera scene. I think
Yes.
I
So
liked
this is
that.
a green screen background. But
Yeah.
again, you can get an over, you could do your little overlay. You could do whatever you want for your background. And if you don't have a background, you can actually, add color. You can add your channel name by
Mm.
text in the sources. You can make, a background yourself and, do it that way. If you wanted something like that, or you could just have what Goga has. He has his background as, I think that's your home, and
Mm.
that's your background. But yes, if you wanted a background with a green screen, this is what I'm using right now. So if I were to take off my camera filter, you would see a big green screen behind me. So, and yes, that's the virtual background that I'm using right now.
Yeah. Hadjo is watching us from London, the UK, Manchester, rather, says, I used OBS a couple of years ago. It was great. The only thing I noted is that it needed a strong computer with good speed and memory.
It really does. That's why when I first started, I was having issues. I was Yeah, any picture will work, right? Anything, as long as you have a green screen, you can use anything for a background. If you go to my videos, I have all different kinds of backgrounds. But that's when I decided, okay, I need to up my system. I wasn't getting the quality that I wanted. I wasn't getting, the output that I wanted. I was having lag issues constantly, and I just didn't like it. So that's when we said, okay, let's put the money into the system and customize it and build it. And I did that. And, to customize a system, you can spend anywhere from 3 to 7 thousand, maybe even more than that. So it's not cheap. The graphics card for OBS is particular. You need to ask Gemini before buying. And that's what we did. We actually did when we custom built this, we went to Gemini and asked, what is the best for, streaming, and what should we use for NVIDIA cards? What should we
Mm.
use for CPU, GPU, all that stuff. And that's how we kind of custom built this system that I have. So, and
All
it's
right.
really great too for editing. Like I have serious editing power with the system. So I love it for that.
Oh, nice.
This is great.
Uh, this is great from Sandra, Evangelist Sandra. Thank you. And Miss Bailey
Oh,
says, thank you for answering
thank
my
you.
question. And of course, Resume is adding, and Resume has really done an amazing job since I think the year began. I think his intention was to figure out OBS. You should also ensure that your videos are the same frame rate.
Yep.
I think that's what Dina
Yeah.
was explaining.
Yeah, very important that everything is the same frame rate. Yeah, you'll get a mess if it's not.
Uh, Albert is asking, Nina, when can I get my one-on-one? Do you
I
offer
have
one-on-one?
I have my email address is on my Desert-Livin page, so you can always
And
email me. That's how
and
I connected with
and she
Reds, and
and she's done them so nicely. Like you, Nina is like one of the most like even when I was looking for her for the collaboration, it was very easy to get her contacts. Just go to her just go to her description and then you'll
at
find
the
the
bottom.
email here. All her
Yep,
contacts are there. We go.
yep.
Um,
And the email should be it should be I think
this
it's
one.
the view. It's view my email address down at the bottom,
Yeah.
under more info. There you
Oh
go.
yeah.
View my, yeah. It's right
Yeah,
there. There's my
yeah.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. And anybody can contact me at that email address. I'll be more than happy to, yeah, help you guys out. And that's how, yeah, Reds and I have connected, and a bunch of other people have connected through there. So
okay.
anytime.
Right. Let me see. Let me see that I can get. And of course, UF is advising that yes, you can get a really good laptop for 1,500 US. It needs to be hybrid. They actually make a creator's laptop. I like that.
I
Hmm.
love my team. They are so they're tech, they're ex-tech guys, and
Ah,
they're ex-military, they're ex-stock.
this
They're
is.
really great. Yeah.
Yeah. I like that. Guys, it's the last sentence for me. That is it. They
I
actually
love them.
make a creator's laptop. Like, so it has to be customized for your purposes because you are not going to be, it's not going to be just a simple, simple device that you're using for the sake of it. It has to like speak to some of your needs as a creature. King Nero, thank you so much once again for the blessing. And King Nero says, I really enjoyed this conversation. Nina is very special. Oh,
Oh,
thank you guys.
thank you. Thank you so
I mean, I
much.
told you
Thank
guys that
you.
you guys have been waiting for the whole week, and I told you yes, it was what it was when Nina first got, I think, that emergency and said, "Look, I'm so sorry, we can't do the Sunday service." I told her, Nina, when you get better, whatever, even if it takes like 10 months, we will do it. We will wait for you. This is a class I think I only wanted Nina to like handle, and I'm glad that we were able to do it earlier. So thank you so much,
I was
guys, for.
dying to do it, so
I know.
I was so bummed out when I couldn't do it, but I'm really happy that we
But
actually
I'm
got
glad it worked, and I'm glad it was this nice, beautiful Sunday, the last Sunday of the month of
it.
May. And guys, in case you're not yet like connected to Nina, please, the link is still pinned on top of my chat. Make sure you're part of that. We are getting. I can't believe it's already 3 hours. Can you imagine? Um, I need to
I know it
like
goes
see
fast.
yeah, we need to start like see how to like shut this down. So if you have any last minute questions, but please just go. And I think for me the basic thing with OBS, I'm still trying to figure it out. I don't use it like actively, but the one thing that I think I said, let me just figure out how my camera works, and that was it for me. And let me tell you, it was so simple. And I think I was like, oh, now I know how the camera works. Now my next thing is that ticker thing that Nina is talking about. So for me, my OBS customization is based on StreamYard. I'm trying to like recreate StreamYard on my OBS based because I need the tickers, I need these things to be running down here as captions. I need my name, I need a background. I already figured out the backdrop. I just need my green screen and it's fixed. So figure out what works for you. For some of it may just be like running a loop video, but of course don't. I'm using that figuratively, and you can easily find a way to like make that the source or the scene that you need to create so that happens. So it's important. It's important to just don't try. You're not going to learn everything that Nina has
It
done
took a
on her
while.
OBS. Don't go there. You'll be intimidated. Slowly by slowly figure out what works for you and then make sure that that is what is working. You test it out for a bit and then now you'll get the appetite to now put in those fancy things like you see iShow Speed and the rest to do on their on their OBS live streams and
And
stuff.
don't forget about the plugin page because there are tickers there now. There's countdown tickers. There's all
Ah,
kinds of plugins on that.
yeah.
There's rolling tickers now that they have that they didn't have like 3, 4 months ago. So go to that plugin page and you will find a lot of it'll take hours to go through all the plugins they have there. But they now have countdowns, they now have tickers, they now have scrollers. So you can add all those plugins and really customize your OBS the way you really want it
Absolutely.
to look.
Absolutely. And somebody on the chat say that your Nina, your microphone is fire. Like I think she
Ah,
just yeah, she just walked into the live stream and then saw your nice pink microphone and they're like, oh my god, Nina's microphone is it.
it changes colors, it does all kinds of it does all kinds of things. I love it. It's really fluffy. I love it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Aunties now. Okay, I guess now we are getting into the conversation. Nina, I don't know how much time we have so that I don't keep because it's already 3 hours and I'm mindful of the time. So I don't know how many
Mhm.
more minutes you can give us because people are getting now get excited about your devices.
Yeah, no, I have time. So the headphones, if you're going to use headphones, always plug them into your system. Always plug them into your system. And when you go to your settings and you go to your audio settings, it's you're gonna click on that first desktop where it says desktop, and it'll see your headphones. And that's where you want that your that's where you want that headphones to be chosen is on that first because you don't want the sound coming through your desktop. You're gonna have you'll double everything will double. So the headphones should be plugged into your system, and then you'll go to your settings, and then you'll click on that first option to find where your headphones are. Click on your headphones, and then you're going to be able to hear what your audience hears. You'll be able to hear. And the good thing about OBS right now is that they actually upgraded so that you can shut your headphones off in the audio mixer. Um, and still be able to test out what the audience is hearing. And so as you're speaking, you can shut your headphones off in the audio mixer and still know what the audience is going to hear. The headphones are plugged into into your laptop or your system. It's very important for OBS. Yes, so make sure if you're using headphones that it's plugged into your system, your laptop, or whatever you're using, but make sure your settings are also set in OBS to find those headphones so that you can hear what the audience is hearing. And then if you don't want to actually hear what's being said, you can now OBS upgraded that there's a little headphone mark in your audio mixer, and you can shut that headphone and you can still talk and know that, you know, what's coming out is what you actually heard when you tested it. So the other thing I found is that I always do a test run before I go live. So I'll schedule a really quick test through YouTube. I'll do a 5-minute video and make sure, and I'll go out to my my TV and I'll play that as a test and make sure my sound is good, my picture's good, my position is good, and then I'll go back into YouTube, delete that test, and then do my live so that I know everything is good.
I like that. That's what I used to do. I think when I was learning how to do live streams, I used to like record myself and then
Yes,
privately, or you can even
yes,
put it on unlisted or something, and then you go replay it, and
yes.
then you know.
Yeah, that's exactly what I do. I enlist it, I record myself streaming because when you're recording a video, it's definitely different when you're streaming. It's not the same. So I always do a test run streaming unlisted. I do a, quick run through and then I'll go delete it and then I'll go live right after, as long as I know everything is good.
Mashano was asking, where do we get the plugins again? I missed that part.
Yep. So it's obsprojects.com.
Let me see, obsproject.com.
Yeah, it should say,
Um,
or just you can Google OBS plugins and it'll take you right to that plugins page.
Okay. All right, Mashana, I hope you got that. Let me see if I can project it because I know it's not on the main website.
Yes, testing is really important. Yes.
OBS plugins. Okay, I got it. Let me see. Just go to OBS Studio plugins and then you'll find them. Yeah, you'll find them there, Marciano. I think I've seen quite a number of them. You said there are so many. I mean, it's even like difficult to
So
get
they
up.
they have tools, they have the different they have everything now. Like they've really upped they're really trying to advance their platform. So there's, like I said last night, I installed a bunch of plugins like I love. And I'm not done yet, but I fortunately did make my tickers myself because I do a little coding and my husband does coding, and so we were able to do that. But you can get the countdowns now, the tickers, all that stuff is a plugin in on that website. So
And I like what Whoop has just given you, and I think the team has already decided on what the next topic is going to be. An entire segment on stream elements
yeah.
and tickets. Yeah, there's demand. There's demand for this. So please. please figure it out for us so that we can come and like once I figure out this sticker thing for me, I think I'm good with OBS, to be honest. And then the rest I'll just figure out as I go. Because that's how I always learn. Like I'll figure them out as I go once I have my basics. Right. Christina, welcome, Christina. Christina, I hope I hope you're now back home. I hope you're discharged from hospital. I know she was hospitalized
Oh,
a
oh,
couple of days ago. Christina,
oh.
just confirm for me that you're already released and you are home, recuperating well. I hope, crossing fingers. I hope. There's a question I think I missed. Let me see. Oh yeah, Albert was asking. Did you do a test run with Goga or did you wing it live? Let me not answer this because I'm coming for you, Albert. Let me allow her to like answer it.
We did not do it. We actually met a few weeks ago and did, a little conversation, but no, this was just live and raw.
It is live and raw. It is
Yes.
because she's an experienced streamer. We only tested. I think, yeah, as she said, we only met like just to like set up and things because of the time zones. I had to make sure that I catch Nina when she's back from work and things. Just explain how the Sunday service. Like, yeah, because you're collaborating, so you just need to like understand each other. And of course, today we met like Nina was here so early. She was like at the Sunday service an hour earlier. I was just like winging it. I think I walked in like 15 minutes to, 15
I'm
minutes to
always
time.
prepared.
She looked like she had been there for a while. Sure.
I'm that type of person. I'm like, just, yeah, I don't know. I'm always like excited about things that, I can be part of. So yeah, I was excited about this. So
And thank you so much. I'm really honored that you created the time for it. All right, guys. Just before we let me say that I have any like last minute questions that I think may be of essence before we like release Nina. So I think she's answered quite a number of this. Nina, in terms of the mistakes, like what are some of the common mistakes that you think you observe, especially for people, just getting started on OBS, other than of course getting the scenes correctly, other than checking the device requirements, like those are very crucial. What are some of the mistakes beginners on OBS should really watch out for and to avoid?
So, so I think for me it was the sound issue. I had a lot of issues with the sound when I first started OBS. I had double sound. I had reverb in my headphones. Like it was the sound issues that I did, and I went live. Like I didn't at the time. I didn't realize I should do a test run before I go live. So
Mm.
I had double sound in some of my videos, which I absolutely took down. So the sound thing is really a big issue in OBS. The sound was the biggest hurdle for me to get over. And then it's really I would suggest doing, like I said, a test run, schedule, something in YouTube, do a test run before you go live so that your sound is good. The other thing is when you're doing your sound and you don't have a great microphone, make sure you go into your audio mixer and turn up your dBs and get that sound to where you need it to be, because sometimes your microphone doesn't grab the sound that you need, and you can adjust it in the audio mixer in your mic. And I have my dB set to 10 right now, and it starts at 0. So I actually increased it to 10. I'm going to lower it a little bit because I listened to a video I did yesterday, and it was
Mm.
kind of a little bit muffled, and like not muffled, but it had like it just sounded too loud. So I'm definitely going to tone that down a little bit, but you can always do the adjustment in the audio mixer. So the sound is probably the biggest hurdle you're going to have with OBS, but the sources and scenes, guys, duplicate everything. Once you get a scene done and all your settings set, always duplicate. Don't ever create another one. You don't need to. You can always delete everything you have in the sources and then re-add things, but those settings are set for that scene. So when you create a scene and you set those settings, it's linked, even though you delete the sources, those settings are still in that scene. And that's the easiest thing to do. So you don't have to keep going through and testing and making sure everything is correct.
Okay. What was your biggest disaster using OBS, and how did you like learn from it?
Oh God. The biggest disaster was getting all the equipment like hooked to OBS, like getting all my, because I use docking stations. I have several different monitors. I went through a lot to make sure that all the equipment was correctly, you know, uh, attached to OBS. I made sure that, my docking, my docs, my profiles, my scene collections, the stream elements integration was another big thing. So that's a whole nother thing that you're going to have to learn if you want some bots in in your stream, and you want it connected to OBS. That was another learning curve for me. But I went through months of this when I first started OBS, and yeah, I got really frustrated and almost gave up. But I will tell you, there's a website in my description, and it's Michael Ferreira, and he is the OBS master. And I learned everything from this guy, like everything there is to know, everything there is to do, sound settings. And that's how I got my sound settings down, was through this link in my description. He's
Mm.
very good at it. That's all he covers is OBS. So once I started, watching his videos, it came like that, like everything clicked, because I had been working on it and trying to figure it out. And then once I watched his videos, I was like, oh yes, I was there. And so it's really good to to go to that link and watch his videos, because he's an excellent teacher.
I like that. And Marcus, thank you so much for the 6 months of trust. Marcus is one of my channel
Ah,
members all the way from Germany. Thank you so
nice.
much, Marcus. And guys, yes, Nina, as Nina explained, when you go to Nina's description, she has put some extra resources there that you can consult for your OBS like journey. Let me tell you, this woman did her homework. She made sure that you guys are sorted so that you don't like have problems. And for me, this is what I think what I like about community. And I think Red's Room said it. I think the other day. I think I think it was at
I
Mrs.
saw it.
G's. It was at Mrs. G's live interview with Tiffany or somebody.
Mhm.
That there are people who go through certain problems so that they make it easier for the next person. And I think I really like that kind
I
of
did too.
thinking, yeah, in the
I did too.
community. Yeah, so Nina literally I had to go through all this drama with OBS so that when she explains it, now you see, I can see the appetite. Now even you guys are now like, this is something that I should try. This is something that I think I'm going to explore. Somebody had to make
Right.
it easier for you to like embrace it, and I think that's one
Mhm.
thing I like about this kind of delivery. And so she went even an extra mile and gave you extra resources so that you don't have to like search so hard because she already did the homework for you. I think that's a very brilliant and anyway, it's supportive in your system, and you've talked about this several times even in your channel. Um, Right. In terms of like, and that takes me to the next question. In terms of like creators who feel overwhelmed with the technical aspects of OBS, what would be that piece of advice? Because I like how somebody walked into the live stream and said, "Oh my God, I don't have the energy for this. This is too much. I feel traumatized. I bought my first phone in 2023. Why? Why do I have to go through this in this class?" What would you say to these kind of people, like Fabulous Nuts?
It's really not as it looks really intimidating. It really does. But if you know how to get around certain things like duplicating your scenes and you know, um, using there's little tricks and secrets that you can do
Yeah.
once you have your settings set, that you don't have to go through all of that, all over again, to go through that mess again. So there are little tricks, and use Gemini if you have a question. email me, go to some of the links that I left, and it will be very easy to figure out. It does look intimidating. I was scared to death when I first saw it. Um, it is a really good. It's such a good platform to use for streaming. I just love it. Um, I do use another streaming platform when I do my podcast, but this is the platform that I use all the time. And once you get it, it's gonna be like nothing. Wolf and Snort said, you set it and you go. And every time you go back to it, it's already set because all you do is duplicate your scenes, and then you just replace them with what you want. So it's a really simple. Once you get your first scene down, um, duplicate it and you're good to go. You don't have to create anything else. And it will get easy. It will definitely get easy. It takes me 2 seconds to set up for live. So it's not, yeah, it's definitely, once you get that first scene set and all your settings, duplicate it and then just go. And you should, it's really easy.
I like this. And Nina, I'm going to ask a very direct question because you mentioned your husband and yourself. Would you say it made it easier because you guys are very techy and you code and things, so it comes natural to you because it's probably like this is like
It
what I
helps.
do on a day to day basis. So do you think it helped?
For sure. If you got to have some sort of technical um experience, a little bit anyway. You've got
Yeah.
to have a little bit of a technical, at least wanting to learn about it, do the research, ask Gemini. But yes, it did. We are tech. We are definitely tech people. So it did make it a lot easier. I was, like I said, we coded our own tickers. We, did all our own, things like that. So it does help. It does really help. But you can always ask. I would be careful with the AIs you go to.
Yeah.
Gemini is one of them. Is a pretty decent AI. I pay for Anthropic, which is Claude Opus 4. That is for coding and for tech. That AI is above and beyond any AI, but it's for developers and for coders and for tech
Mm.
people. So that AI is one of the best AIs. It's pricey, but I need it for what I do. So that's an AI I pay for. But it's really specifically for developers and coders and tech people. So yeah.
Makes sense. Makes sense. I guess that does not mean that you should be intimidated. It just means like you should have an
No.
interest. Yeah, you should have an
Yeah.
interest just like to explore and try it out and stuff. All right. In terms of like your channel, these are now very general questions. In terms of like your channel, let me see. Um, at least you have Desert-Livin 2.0, you have Desert-Livin, you have Desert-Livin where you started your YouTube journey. When you look at when you project what you want to, because I like what you say that I started something that I can look back to when retirement hits, and I can see the investment that is already going into the channel by trying out all these new things. When you look at the crystal ball, that is the Desert-Livin franchise or empire, and how you even had to distinguish the two channels. How do you see, how do you see like your use, or maybe your use of OBS evolving, across the channels? Is it something that is going to be maybe just specific to one channel, or just both of them, or it's you normally make that decision based on what the team advises?
So that's where I have incorporated on the Desert-Livin channel is where I started podcasting, because that was my ultimate goal when I started YouTube is I wanted to be a podcaster. And hence like the podcast setting that I have, I wanted to have a podcast. So I am on my 10th episode of Homestead Junkies
Yeah.
podcast. And those are some of the shorts that you're showing right now from the podcast.
Yeah.
And it's all about off grid living and, things that you do for off grid living. So that was my goal originally, is to be a podcaster. Um, but I am very passionate about AI, and I just cannot get enough of AI. And I am very concerned about the future. I'm very concerned about our country. I'm very concerned about what's going on with the data centers. I'm very concerned. So AI is really where I do a lot of focus and a lot of research on. It will take me 2 to 3 weeks to do one video because I do so much research.
Yeah.
I want to make sure that the information's correct, and so that is where I'm really, really, I love doing the AI, content. But I also love the podcast side of it too. So that's where the Desert Living is going to hopefully, bump up a little bit with this podcast.
Yeah.
And we've had really good results with that podcast. It's a fun podcast. We have a great time. It's actually today in a couple hours. So, yeah, and then again, my AI channel is I just love that channel. So it's I love doing that content. Yeah.
Like that. Marva, welcome. Nice to see you. There's a gentleman who walked into the live stream late, but he's the king. He's the one person. He's the one who taught me about EV Mercs, David Hunt, because he uses EV Mercs for his live streams. He looks very fancy and stuff, and he has like 10 cameras, including for his nails. Did I just say that loud? Including for
I
his nails. Yeah, he always has to show us how he's like. Yeah, he has got very nice nails when he's playing the piano. But anyway, I digress.
oh,
David is asking, Nina. David, you have to be, first of all, you have to appreciate that Nina is like from, she has like very strong Italian roots. She may have an idea of what okra is. So,
yes,
Nina,
I do.
Nina, what is your take on okra?
I
This
do
is so
not like
random.
it.
Wait, what did you say?
I just don't like it. I
Okay,
don't. Yeah.
guys, it's been fun. We have to chase this guest out of the Sunday service. She's an okra hater. Don't believe everything she's saying for the last 3 hours. That is how she's been kicked out of the Sunday service. I'm just kidding.
I
Okay,
tried it so
David.
many different ways and I just cannot do it. My mom used to make it, and I remember as a kid, I used to eat it because she used to do it in a fried way. Like she used to do it, it tasted good, but I just cannot make it. I just can't, I just haven't made it where I have liked it. So, and I tried many different ways. But I know it's popular. I know a lot of people do like it. So,
No, but I like the answer. I like the fact that it's mom used to make it. It's just that it's an acquired taste, and I'll take this one. I'm not even going to like push it even further. This is good enough for me. This is good
okay.
enough for me.
I love
Even
it.
now, David has to come and look at the way he starts wording his questions. How has AI affected your okra search in Desert-Livin?
I haven't really after the last time I tried it, I was like, I'm done. I don't even I should probably consult AI to see if there's a different way that I could, make it. But the last time I did it, it was it didn't I just did I just couldn't I just didn't like it. And I've tried it through the years to make it different ways. I follow different recipes and different, I watch different channels that make it, and it just never comes out the way they do. So not an okra fan, but if I could make it where like, because I remember as a kid, I used to eat it,
Yeah.
my mom used to make it and it was good. But I haven't been able to master that yet. So, uh,
And you see people like King Nero now they are coming for you. Like who cooked her okra? Like now it's going to become like a whole thing. Is like no, it's the person who cooked that okra. It's Nina, you love okra. It's just the
oh,
person who
I
cooked
love
it.
it. My goodness.
Right. All right, all right, all right, all right. Okay, thank you so much for that commercial break, David. And I really appreciate that. I really appreciate that. All right, guys, I don't see any question that is pending on the chat, and it's already been 3.5 hours. We need to shut this down anyway. It's late. So I give Nina time to prepare for our next show. And Albert is asking, what channel are you broadcasting later tonight?
Okay, so I broadcast through EV Mux through OBS. So two, it'll be EV Mux and broadcasted through OBS. So
So
I integrate the EV Mux as a source through OBS.
Okay, I don't know. I'm sure you can tell what I want to ask. Like, yeah. Yeah.
So I'll open my EV Mux, and because I need a guest, right? And I don't want to go through the Ninja VOD because it takes a while to do that. So
Yeah.
I will add the source through OBS. So I'll go to my sources and I'll add it as a browser, and the browser captures the EV Mux, and that's how I can broadcast through OBS.
Right. And that is in the next, I think it's in the next 3 hours, episode 10, Resources versus Resourceful, right?
Correct. Yes.
Yeah, the Homestead Junkies podcast.
Yes.
Guys, make sure you are, that is Desert and Dowdy. It's already set, it's already upcoming. Please make sure you're part of that beautiful conversation. I know Americans will be awake. I know I'll be up. I know I'll be like in dream probably.
You'll be sleeping. You
Yeah,
should
well,
be
yes.
sleeping.
But yes, Americans, and if you know you are like on this other side of the world, which is not the future, please make sure you are part of that. Some of us will catch the replay tomorrow, because now that Nina mentioned that, you know, she's almost close to her WH milestone, I'm now invested at least in making sure that at least we get.
Thank you.
Nina, what is your plan? Monetization. Like Desert-Livin is about to get monetized. I don't know about Desert-Livin 2.0 B, considering I know AI channels, their monetization seems to be a very controversial, position, especially on YouTube, because YouTube is annoying a lot of content creators who do AI content. And now they've just released new rules. I think I was reading them today about the disclosures around AI content, and they're threatening people with penalties. I don't know how you like navigating monetization for Desert-Livin 2.0, because I know Desert-Livin, it will be easier because I think you've tried to stay safe a lot with Desert-Livin.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. The AI channel is very controversial. I do cover, but I will say this. Since I started my job working in aerospace and missile and defense, I had to kind of back off of some of the controversy that I was covering on AI because of my job. And I, pretty much work for the government. So, I can't cover the things that I really want to. But yes, the AI channel is much more difficult to have monetized due to the controversy that I do cover on it, because it is not in a good light. I'm very worried about AI. So, but I have backed off of some of the things that I will cover about AI only because of the job that I am in now. And I have a lot of people I work with that do watch the channel. So I have to be really careful about that. But the Desert-Livin channel, I'm like really close to monetization. And I know that, YouTube is not a big money maker. So I'm not, expecting anything out of that. I will not be charging memberships or anything like that on my channel. I just, I want people to come there because I want, I just, for me, that's just not an option. But I do, hope that it grows, really well. I do plan on doing a lot more podcasting on there. So hopefully that will, get a lot more attention and it grows a little bit faster than what it has been. But the AI channel, yes, is definitely going to take some time. I do not use AI in any of my videos. So that is not going to be, an issue, but it is some of the topics I do cover are kind of controversial on the AI channel. Yeah.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Thank you. And guys, I think yes, I think somebody was asking me. Yeah, yes. Make sure you like you're connected now to Desert-Livin, so make sure you turn on the notification bell for the episode 10
Okay.
um, of that podcast, so that you know that's the best support you can give her just to get her to that across the finish line. And Nina, my final question is going to be very simple. I wish I could have you here all day, but you know that's how amazing you've been in this class. But I
Oh,
think
thank you.
we also have to make sure that at least we are at least the kids have to do their homework. Um, if if everybody, there are like 48 eyes looking at us right now. If every creator, all these 48 eyes that are looking at us right now, could just take away one lesson from this OBS class, what would you want that to be? Just one.
Just be patient with it. Take your time with it. It's going to take time. Do the instructional videos, they will help so much because that's how I learned. And trial and error, if you make a mistake, that's how you learn. That's how people learn, is by their mistakes. And you'll know how to correct that mistake. But just give yourself time, to learn it, because it's going to be a learning curve. But if you do the instructional videos and you give yourself time, and you can go to, like I said, Gemini. I kind of trust that AI, and ask them if you're stuck. You can always email me, and just give yourself time to learn the platform, and you will get it. It will come to you. It will definitely come to you, even if you're not tech savvy. You will definitely, it will come. It just give yourself some time with it.
All right. That just give yourself time, and I think that's the best gift you can always give yourself. It's a journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single step, they always say. So it's not going to be like you're not going to achieve everything today, but at least progressively. All right, Nina, I don't want to keep you longer than necessary. I think this has been amazing, but clearly you need to come back to the Sunday service. That's how cool you've been. That's how everybody
I
has
would love
really
it.
loved hanging out with you.
Thank you.
Everybody has like, I think it's just been an amazing, and I like how it was not very complex. It was a blend of a chat and you explaining the basic things. And guys, please just explore. To be honest, I think for me, OBS is something that is very doable. It's just a matter of playing around with the features, looking at the scenes. Something works, something does not. You like drop it. Like, this one is too complex. Let me go and ask a question. Let me go and ask and see what support I can get. It is seeing people like Red Zoom and how they are playing around. Red Zoom, I think nowadays is even just showing off on his live streams with this
He is
OBS.
doing amazing. Yes, he's
He's
doing
showing
really,
off.
really
Like
good.
sometimes I just go there and I'm just seeing how he's doing like all these things that are running on the screen and they are all red and stuff. And I'm just like, okay, dude, we get it. We get it. Stop flexing, but we get
Yeah.
it. Um, but but at the beginning of the year, it really it was it was a totally like a new experience for him, and like I'm so glad to see what 5 months have literally done,
Yes.
and I think that's what we really appreciate. So once again, guys, in case you have not yet connected to Nina, I'm going to give you a last chance to make sure you do that. Nina, the last thing we are going to allow you to do at the Sunday service, normally we're going to put you on a solo layout um, for you to like wrap up the conversation for us. Once you say bye, I will end your live stream, and then yeah, we'll catch you. We'll catch you now on the podcast, and of course, I will send you the collaboration link, and you can send me yours as well.
Perfect.
I think after 1 hour or something, it should have processed.
Yes.
Um, all right. So, guys, in case you're not yet connected to Nina, please go and drop pink hearts. Pink is her favorite color, so just go and drop pink hearts on her chat. Just to confirm that you're there before she signs off. I know she has another show in the next 2 hours, so I'm trying to be mindful of the time so that at least she can get like some snack break or something before that, before the next interview. So drop some nice pink hearts. Yes, I see Marciano. Guys, if Marciano has found pink hearts, you're all going to find pink hearts. Marciano is a very macho man and he knows where the pink hearts are
Oh,
located. So
oh.
the rest of you have to find pink hearts. Not that just for the pink hearts.
Thank you.
David has gotten pink hearts, and then David, you'll drop for me when you come when Nina leaves. Just come and do for me the raid command. It will be Goga and Nina raid. Goga and Desert-Livin raid will figure it out. The pink and the purple hearts, so that you can go surprise somebody else on the YouTube streets. Right. So guys, Nina is going to sign off, and then I will end her live stream. So just jump back over here for the affirmation, and then we figure out who we are going to read after this. Right. Over to you, Nina.
Thank you so much, Goga. Thank you for having me. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. I hope everyone took something away and learned something. If you ever get stuck, my email is on my page. You can always contact me. I have done that for many of my followers, and I am always there and always glad to help. And I really appreciate this. I would love to do this again. If anybody, ever, Goga, if you ever needed a second, round two, I would definitely do that again. And I really, really appreciate everyone. Thank you, everyone, for coming in. And hopefully you guys took away something and learned something. And don't give up, guys. Don't give up. You guys can do this. And I thank you all. Bye, everyone. Thank you so much.